Hiyo ni doba hiyo.
Nakuona tu. It's just jamming. Hapana. Unataka sasa turudi. Ladies and gentlemen, karibuni sana. We are live on E_squared on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much, the Black Boy Band, for starting the show with us today. And I hope that wherever you're watching us from, you're going to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to join us, that we are live.
On YouTube.
Yes.
At E_squared TV. My name is MC Awikide.
And my name is Josephine.
Today we have an amazing, great show for you guys.
As usual, as usual.
Unasikia di sauti imechange. Like today we have.
Mpaka kwa hapa tu ukitupatia tu blues kinda, you know.
I love doba man. It's amazing stuff, man.
Yeah.
Kudos to our Zito wote. Black boy band.
That's what's up.
So Josephine, mambo?
Poa sana.
Unakaa fiti?
Thank you.
Hata unakaa poa. Nywele inakaa vizuri.
Yeah, we change as the days go by.
Inaonekana
unajua tutaki kubo mafans wetu wakituona tu tuka the same kila siku.
The same. Kwani the same inakaa aje? Kwani the same inakaa aje, Josephine?
We have to be versatile. Yeah, inaitwa versatility.
Okay.
Leo tunapatia look moja, the next day
look
another look. The all black. I'm loving it.
Nilikwambia manze, all black everything. I wish one my manager. All black.
All right.
Yes.
Tuachie tu hapo.
Wiki yako imekuwaje, Josephine, lakini?
Wiki imekuwa poa. We were celebrating International Women's Day, so yeah, it has been a wonderful week.
Happy Women's Day.
Thank you. International Women's Day. Kuna Women's Day pia.
Oh, happy International Women's Day.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. And to all the beautiful ladies out there.
No, Josephine, ninafaa kukua next week.
What?
Yes.
Oh, it's on the 8th.
Yeah.
It's on the 8th of March.
Unajua umenipeleka mbio.
Nilikuwa nataka kuona kama umefika uko rada, unasikiza.
Mimi napenda ngase, so I want to celebrate.
But I've had an amazing week. It has just been a chilled week. It has been so hot though. Hey, lakini tumekuwa tu sawa. Homeschooling as usual. Yeah, nothing much happening, but yeah. Na wewe umekuaje?
Wiki yangu imekuwa fiti. Hapa kule, hapa pale.
Yeah.
Highlights, lowlights. Kwa wale manze mafan wote wa reggae, yani manze, poleni sana, tulipoteza one of the biggest reggae artist manze, ndio. Bunny Wailer. Unamtambua huyo kwanza?
Najua hiyo jina, lakini sasa please don't put me on the spot kuniuliza ngoma zenye amefanya.
Yeah. Bunny Wailer manze alikuwa one of the Wailers family. Akina Bob Marley, akina Peter Tosh, and kwa hiyo group yote ni Baniwela peke yake manze ndiye alikuwa amebaki. So it's very sad yani Baniwela alituacha yani, poleni sana the reggae
fans in the world. Yeah,
usione manze nimefunga dread hivi yani ama all black nina mourn. Yeah manze, lakini poleni sana yani for all the reggae artists na tuko pamoja, si ndio?
Yeah, true.
Sending the condolences to the family also.
Yeah, very true. Yeah,
hiyo ndio imekuwa lowlight
yako.
Yeah,
but umekuwa pia na highlights.
Nimekuwa nayo.
Umekuwa na highlights
sana
hii
kwanza.
You spiced up my week when I was watching it all the way from home. So maybe you can talk a bit about that. What was happening this week?
I had to do it, Josephine. After promising our fans, yani, we are supposed to do the mic check.
Yeah.
Tukahata January, Feb,
yeah.
Then manze March. Tukaidu manze, ilikuwa amazing sana yani. We'll be telling you who's the winner na kwa hapa manze kwenye studio. Thank you so much each and every person mwenye alikam ku participate. Tulikuwa na Sparky, tukakuwa na Rita, tukakuwa na Asli. And then tukakuwa na OQ, and then tukakuwa manze na Doc. Ilikuwa amazing stuff.
It was beautiful. I loved it. I loved Rita. Rita, shout out to you wherever you are. I really loved. She was such a natural yani, lakini kila mtu alileta game yake. It was amazing. If you guys haven't watched it, go back to our YouTube channel, E_square TV. You'll find it down there, rap battle for March. Our very first rap battle for this year. It just, you have to see it for yourself to see what went down on Wednesday.
I wish Josephine tunaweza vote for like 1 week. Ndio sasa tuone hii competition iko vizuri, lakini because of that short time yani na pia vitu zinafanyika, there are so many things that is happening. Lazima yani tufanye vitu. So huyo rapper the winner kwa hapa, you will get to know him in a bit.
Yeah, we can't wait. We can't wait. And today we are joined by an amazing artist. He's doing something very beautiful. To reveal in a very few minutes, we are going to be seeing what he's doing in studio with us today. And yeah, as we start this beautiful month of March, we are beginning the topic about, we're going straight into business.
It's business. Business.
We mean business
falls with money. Business money.
You had to go there. So we are having the whole month covering business, how to today. So we are looking at how do you run a business here in Kenya? What does it take? What do you need to start a business in Kenya? What I mean, sisi kama vijana, tuna need nini? What is it that we need? As you can see on your screens, we are seeing an amazing artist by the name of Michael. Michael is from LUMI Arts. We're going to be finding out what he's painting for us there.
Nice.
He's doing a beautiful job. So what we want to challenge him is he's going to give us our work of paint, completed work. By the time we end this show, we are going to be seeing what he's actually been up to for the duration of this show. So guys, keep it here to watch the reveal of what he's painting. So nilikuwa nasema, we are talking about business and we want to figure out what does it take to run a business here in Kenya.
Or to start a business as a young person.
Wewe nimeona uko kwa busy ya viatu. I would love to hear experience yako, lakini that's for another day. Utuambie experience yako ni biashara imekuwa aje, COVID nini.
Tunafaa kipanel.
But yes, so guys, this whole month, that is all that we're going to be talking about. Business in Kenya, small and medium enterprises, how they are run, how to make sure that your business does not fall. You know, a lot of businesses, research has actually shown that a lot of businesses fail in the first 3 to 5 years. Yeah. So many people will start their biashara in 3 to 5 years imeanguka. Why?
Wengine hata 3 months. Kuna rafiki yangu alifungua hoteli, kaanza kupika hapo siku ya 3. Aliacha hapo sufuria kila kitu, hajairudi.
3 days.
Na aliingia na site, mimi nataka kuwapikia sijui pilau. Baadaye hawa kupika. Tusikwe tunachochana hivyo sana.
But business needs a lot of work. So yeah, that is everything that we are going to be looking at this whole month of March. But before then, Yam, on our Did You Know? Leo haujaniuliza Did You Know?
Ni lazima ungekuja na hiyo Did You Know.
Yes. And today our Did You Know is actually related on what the International Women's Day that is going to be celebrated this coming week. So International Women's Day has been celebrated for 105 years.
105 years?
Yes. The very first one was celebrated in 1911.
Okay.
Yeah. So
you need Did You Know ya ukweli. You need Did You Know ya ukweli.
Yeah, so the very first International Women's Day was held in 1911.
1911.
Yeah, and International Women's Day is very different from Women's
Day.
Yes. Yeah.
Know the difference, please.
International Women's Day is on 8th March, and Women's Day, I think, is in May, if I'm not wrong. But I'll check on the days. But yes, they are very different. I'll tell you, when I come back, we'll be telling you why those 2 days are very different.
Sungetuambia tu hapa.
Nitawambia tukirudi. But
okay.
Yeah, I think it's time for us to get this show running. Yeah.
Because of time. Because unajua pia tumeanza late kidogo.
Yes.
So ladies and gentlemen, is here one of the best #1 top MCs, rappers who came to the competition, and of course, man, he did it. Ladies and gentlemen, he's here. The trophy is here. I hope you guys are ready, man. Drums roll.
The trophy is here.
The trophy is here. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the mic champion of the month since last year, Mr. Sparky.
Drum rolls tukimkaribisha kwa stage. Karibu.
Napendanga marapa akisemanga sikia, wacha tusikie kitu basi.
Understanding imegrow, nikitaweza narusha maneno huku na huko kaliza, babengiza baridi tunakuja kaka bliza, maheta kuwakusanya wote kaa giza, wako yao outdated, yangu just deliver.
Yeah. Usimama na huko kidogo. Yeah, hapa iko sawa. Mr. Tusikie kidogo. Yeah.
What I'm target and practice, and always do nothing. The parties with the magna massive, good for the Lord, they done extract is coming at the stick, look for the door, where speak at the tongue, every for the country, when they pitch, and they can stick, but the Kalika, when I'm in order, and Sparky lyrical master, lyrical faster, lyrical sana, data faster, lyrical nacha, gift to start, lyrical katadil, nasi sacha, some them rasta, some them fast, the faster life in lyrical faster. Sparky lyrical master, lyrical faster, lyrical sana, data faster, lyrical nacha, gift to start, lyrical katadil, nasi sacha, some them rasta, some them faster, lyrical faster. Every day they feel wonder how me bad get mad, can't cross this abada, with them can't go banda, can't them in a mirror, every day do you have to matter.
Pull it. Manze. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the mic champion of March.
Roughnecks the name, aka Sparky. Mr. One to you.
AKA
Sparky.
Roughneck is the name.
Roughnecks the name.
Yeah, AKA
Sparky. Mr. One to you.
Yeah, man. Kabla hata tuendelee manze. Hebu shika kitu kwanza tu. Sikie cheki rada ni gani yani.
Hapo
Hiyo ndio trophy manze. Hebu onyesha yani.
Yo.
Yeah.
Shukran man kwa wenye alinivotia. Shukran kwa support. Shukran kwa Black Boy Media. Square TV. Nakuja kuchukua ingine tena next month.
Wewe ushachukua hiyo, imekutosha, wacha tungoe. Buda, kabla tujendelea sana, hii mambo ya rap battle wewe ulisikia wapi kwanza?
Hii story ya rap battle nilisikia na 3 time Champion.
Eh.
So unajua Mtiso mwenyewe.
Big up Mtiso.
Big up Mtiso, big up Beastwood 196 Sauce, unajua.
So pia ni Beastwood.
So unajua man. BEASTHOOD 196 Sauce. Representing Kayole ndani.
Yeah. Unafilaje manze ulikam competition? Now ilikuwa the second time yako.
Ilikuwa the second time kukam kompe man.
Manze unasikiaje sasa uko na trophy hapo?
Kitu sawa man, imenibamba ina nice. Na feel nikanaweza kujia ingine lakini tunasikia naambiwa nisikujie ingine man.
Unaweza kujia tu mzito.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, how was the competition? The moment uli come, then shughuli kapigwa pale?
Shughuli ilikuwa fine. Competitors walikuwa fine. Rita big up. Challenge man.
Challenge man wako kwa alikuwa nani? Unafaa kutumia hii.
Tumia. Yeah. Shukran Rita kutokea. Nice competition. Doctors, shukran ku keep up, but still tizi kidogo mzee.
Hiyo ni diss yani.
Si diss man. Ingekuwa diss ingekamina another way.
Rapa mwenye unaona alipeleka sana alikuwa nani buda?
Rita ni mbaya.
Unaona yeye ndiye alikupeleka kwa competition.
Yeah.
Big up Rita ni place yote huko.
Rita Music man, YouTube, Facebook, Insta Rita Music. Stana mbaya sana man. Sana.
Unaonaje tuendelee kufanya hizi vitu ama
mbona mnataka kuacha? Msiwache. Tunataka zingine mingi kaa hizi. Ni vile tu mwezi ya mara 2 kwa mwezi ama mara 4 kila wiki.
Tunaweza. Tunaweza.
Mnaweza?
Tunaweza.
Wasanii wako watakubali kweli? Ambako na mistari zinatosha kweli? Ni zangu azishagi.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be part of the mic check, unaenda pale kwenye mtandao yetu at on Instagram at @e_squared KE. Unatu DM pale hivyo, unatuma jina lako, unatutumia ile kitu umefanya manze, tukiona ni kali tutakuinvite. Ama unaenda pale kwenye Facebook at Eastlands Expression, unatu inbox pale, unatuma jina yako, ile shughuli yenye unafanyanga inakuwa fiti. Na kama ukuona hii mic check iko pale kwenye YouTube buda. Manze Mike Champion.
Roughneck the man aka Sparky.
Manze na mzito ndo alishinda. Bado hiyo kitu iko live, unaweza ingia pale manze, ucomment, utupe rada yako ni gani. Labda huyu jamaa kushinda.
Oh man. Trophy nasema ni mimi nishinda man.
Kweli. As a uprising MC.
Yeah.
Umekuwa na challenges gani manze kwenye industry?
Biggest challenge hii ni ku put out quality music na quality videos. Ina take a lot. Inafahamu sana put in a lot of work ndio. Kufanya shughuli kaa hiyo ndio iweze kupa kitu in return na ni fiti. Sasa hiyo pia tupatia moral. Na kuchukua vitu kaa hizi pia zinatoweka kwa forefront na cheki.
Do you think right now all the marappers wanasupportiwa ama bado?
Support marapa, support tunapata lakini si vile inafaa unajua.
Kweli.
Kuna vile tungepata more support juu hii shughuli man. You take a lot from an artist, you being an artist, kujimanage and all that. Ina take a lot from the creative part. Ukiamua ku go into the business part ya shughuli ina take a lot from the creative unaona. Tunahitaji kuwa creative ndio kuwa msanii. Ina take a lot of creativity, a lot. Juu wasanii wanasemaga you can't be put in a box man. If there is no box.
Tukisonga hapo hivyo umesema manze mnataka more support.
media houses and them thing there. Not for them now support money na.
Tunaweza ongea Kiswahili. Umenitupa hapo kidogo.
Ni vile tu ma media mingi na ma DJ support upcoming artist yani unacheki. If kazi yako ni mpya, sikujui, sijakuwa nikiona wera yako hapa na pale, inakuwa weka msanii jo. Piga shughuli. Lakini unapata ile shughuli umeput out there man. Ile wera umepiga iko better off kushinda ya mwenye anakuwa promoted but tunakazana bado tunakuja sijali.
Ndio. Zambiaje wase wa Beasthood, Uprising, Superstars, wale ma MCs uko nje.
Yo. Ref next door name aka Sparky, Mr. One Tuno, Mr. One to them. Yazimi BEASTHOOD. Big up Tiso, big up Lee, big up Dice 2.0, big up Ranky, big up Monk, big up Frozen, big up Black Eyes, big up Daudi. Manager yendo namba yake 0714754582. Kidai booking and them thing there. Beasthood Facebook, Beasthood YouTube, Beasthood 1960 Instagram. So unajua shikilia mali huko man, wewe ni msanii, usi give up hivi karibuni. Umepata diamond zako ziko tu hapo mbele kidogo tu, endelea kuchimba.
Ndio. Manze kabla tufanye freestyle ya mwisho bana. Ambia watu pale kwenye mtandao unapatikana wapi, muziki unapatikana wapi.
Nimewaambia lakini ndarudia. So cheki. BEASTHOOD 1960 Facebook, same YouTube, same Insta, si unajua. Just one big family yani unacheki.
Sawa. Band. Uko tayari? Unaonaje juu jamaa anapenda dancehall sana. Tunaweza mchezea ki dancehall hivi. Dancehall ting. Yeah.
Oh. Yo. Next name aka Sparky. Yade with the champ. Inna the manta match. Yade with the champ. Yo. Yade with the champ. Inna the manta match. Yade with the champ. Yade with the champ. Oh. Inna the manta match. Yade with the champ. Yade with the champ. We go run them like an aboutai. Them have a them die. 42 them them aboutai. And they went just close by. But them people on aboutai sample by. Me should have gone just pick them so twice. Yo. Yeah. You know happy? Keep me rocking. The fellas say, don't keep me stacking. Anyway, me them me have to keep on talking. They are, anyway, they get them and me keep me talking. Anyway, they keep stacking. Anyway, they me and the less one. Yo, me and a king, me and a kingdom. Me and the baddest one in a the thing. Me and a king, me and the one with the baddest lyric. Yo.
Alright. Thank you so much. Black Boy Band. It's amazing. Sindio? Buda, tunashukuru sana yani. God akubless sana yani. Naweza taka kukuona kwa the next challenge, sindio?
Kama mtanikubali nikuwe ndani sawa. Lazima nikuje, si unajua. Tukichukua tunakuja tena ku make sure make sure haikuwa bahati tukichukua.
Thank you so much, manze. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Roughneck, aka Sparky. Chalua nguvu sana. Yenda li have kuwin manze hii competition. Na ndio hiyo manze ametoka na trophy yake hapo ya nguvu. Ladies and gentlemen, kuna mdem fulani wangu manze alienda huko majuu kidogo manze kucheki rada ni gani. Ladies and gentlemen, sijui ako wapi? Josephine.
Yes sir.
Nimekucheki.
Niko hapa. Sijaenda mbali sana, but I am joined by Michael. He has beautiful art behind me, as you can see, beautiful landscapes, watu wanapenda anime. There's something in for you as well. Karibu sana, Michael. We'll get to hear more about Michael, but I want to understand what he's doing. Karibu, Michael. So we want to understand what is it that you're doing for us today here. Nimepata ukijaribu sketch kidogo hapa. Let me understand what is this first.
Ni landscape ningependa.
Just hold your mic close to you.
Landscape ya Africa.
Okay.
Africa huku mali si tulitoka mali kila mtu alitoka.
Yeah.
The beauty of Africa, Africa the mother of all mankind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I am seeing you have different kinds of paints. Na sisi zenye si utumia kwa nyumba. How different? What kind of paint is this?
In acrylic.
Yeah.
Similar to vinyl matte and silk emulsion za crown paint za mjengo.
Oh.
Zenye tunatumia kupaint lakini zimedesignwa for fabric, canvas and paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Just a bit about the paintings that I can see behind here. What is your inspiration for this piece of art?
All the pieces of art here, except that one,
Yeah.
it's all about Africa.
Yeah.
Africa, our motherland, at the same time is our fatherland.
Inakuwa unapenda kuchora landscape zetu.
Yes.
It's a beautiful land, yeah, where we live in.
Yes.
You're an anime fan?
Yes, I'm an anime fan too.
Yeah? Tell us, which character is this?
It's known as Sasuke,
From?
Naruto anime series.
Okay. Okay. At least I know a bit about anime. I can't exactly tell which character is this, but this is so good. I don't know if my cameraman can capture it. The clarity, the detail. It is so on point. Yani mpaka. Okay. All right. We will come back to you in a bit as we continue to see what you're doing. But before I let you go, maybe you can explain to us kidogo tu in very short detail how unaanzanga aje process from scratch to finish. What is the process of starting a paint work and everything?
Process to start paint work. First, lazima ukuwe unajua kuchora, uko na hiyo ability, ni spirit iko within.
Yeah.
Kama kuna spirit ya kuimba, ya kupika, ya kudance. Sasa pia si artist ulipewa spirit ya kudesign kila kitu.
Yeah.
Hata mic nimeshika ni artist alidesign hata hii nyumba tunatumia sasa hivi. So hapa idea ilikuwa kwa mind yangu, so lazima ni sketch hapa first, rough idea.
Yeah.
Ndio sasa nikuje ni define pole pole tu.
Oh, you have to start with a pencil sketch. Yeah.
Rough idea. Naanza kaa thumbnail alafu una develop hadi inakuja inakuwa final
product. We
Yeah.
cannot wait to see the final product. I'm already excited when nikiona venye ulikuwa na, and this has taken guys less than I think 10 minutes. I was just standing here watching him just do it. So yeah, before the end of this show, we're going to reveal what this whole artwork is all about. So guys, keep it here. I'm going to switch us back to Awiki Day. Atuambie what he's up to on the other side of studio.
All right. Thank you so much Josephine. Yani naona unachapa kazi fiti hapo hivyo. Hiyo ni kudos vinoma sana. Before I introduce the award winning rapper, acha niingie pale kwenye mtandao manzeni chekirada ni gani. Thank you so much guys. Remember we are live on YouTube at E_Square TV. Nikiingia pale kwenye mtandao na cheki last born anasema tuned in already for fine tune. Thank you so much. Na cheki Beatrice anasema awesome stuff. Thank you so much. Kuna Quiza Art. Quiza Art. Anasema tuko locked. Thank you so much. Na cheki Josie anasema finally I'm in. The show is on fire. Thank you so much. Caroline ametuma moto sana. Tuko hapa manze na Mtiso anasema my guy hashtag Sparky one hashtag Beasthood for life. Thank you so much manze. Nikisonga hapo kidogo manze na cheki Difa ametuma moto na amesema mad over that show ni ngori sana. Keep those comments coming. Thank you so much men for just sending your feedback. Remember we are live on YouTube at E_Squared TV. Right about now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce one of the best #1 top dope rappers. He's one of the best award-winning rapper, and is here. Ladies and gentlemen, with much love, I'm introducing Chicha as he comes on stage. Karibu, karibu Buda.
Asante sana. Wanapenda kuniita Chicha Music. Joe. All right. Unanipenda na naamini tu, all I need is a minute to express vile nahisi. Napitia mengi hizi stress vile naishi, mbona nimeokoka na hizi nuksa ziishi. Moyoni nisha kufa kinachobaki mazishi. Vipi nitamsaidia mama, sina chochote na unajua umri wangu ni kijana ila mwili umepiga tua. Baba shuku situmane, baba shuku situmane. Tamani tukutane, barikiwa na kuamini na wasio situkane. Nimecha kuimba sani chane, baba kumbuka wajane, yatima na wale mavu na wazimu si wakane. Pengine lala jana sisto mama nanemba sana kaza buti, na kwa kifupi hata umtangulize Mungu kwa na dhambi haumkuti. Sadanjo kabla pumzi sijakata jo Sadanjo kabla pumzi sijakata jo kipaji changu baba wendo na kikuza, najituma sana ila watu wananipuuza. Nimepitia mengi sana leo nimejifunza, sio walimu tu hata jiga sinafunza. Mungu ndo kila kitu ila kila kitu so Mungu sikulinganisha na yote. Hata main chick kwangu sisime ndoto zangu, wendo main switch yangu toka di nende karen iwe ndo main street yangu. Kupata na kukosa ndo mchiso kwa na draw, niwapalie kasoti niwakunywa bila straw. Nikiwa mlangoni bilgeta na nita bro, hizo zote ni ndoto like umenikaba ko. Maisha sio rahisi kama godoro, bado niko kizani kisa totoro. Wananiona msafi bila kasoro, Mola nibariki niache msotoro. Jonga bobo je nanipenda na naamini tu, all I naamini tu express vile nahisi. Napitia mengi hizi stress vile naishi, yo hizi stress vile naishi. Safi. Yo. Wanapenda kuniita Chicha Music.
Napenda hizo kuchocha. Unajua kama rapa lazima uko na chocha kidogo
Lazima.
Si ndio? Manze ni fit kuona kwenye show. Karibu
sana manze. Mimi watch show tu nasemaga ndafika tu.
Unawachiki tu show
ukiwa tu mtaa. Kileta my favorite artist wangu. Na nibamba tu nikiwa mtaa.
Fit. Na leo manze uko hapa yani.
Mimi huyo hapa manze. It's been a long time coming.
Ndio sisi hao manze, ndio.
Nashukuru man.
Chicha Music.
Wanapenda kuniita.
Hivyo ndo wanapendanga kukuita.
Wameshakataa kuchange.
Alright. Kidogo tu poleni. Chicha Music ni group ama ni jina tu yako?
Chicha Music ni mimi. Lakini nikianza kurap mimi kuja ka group.
Hiyo ni kali.
But mimi ndio Chicha Music. Chicha Music kama ni group ni mimi tu. Na jeshi yangu labda ile inanisupport na kila kitu. Hiyo ndio team Chicha Music, lakini Chicha Music as a person ni mimi. As an artist ni mimi. Kila kitu as kila kitu ukisikia tu Chicha Music ni mimi tu. Ukisikia wameandika kunihusu niulize mimi.
Ni wewe. Ni fiti manze na nachikipia wewe ni rapper.
manze.
Lakini kabla tujaingia pale kwa muziki kidogo, unaweza tuguzia tu kiasi manze, Chicha Music ametoka wapi? Amegrowia wapi?
Yeah. Chicha Music, mimi nimekuwa ka cocktail nimezaliwa Ocha, nikaenda Ocha kidogo, nikakuja mtaa ya Dando.
Hapa D.
Dando so nimelelewa Ocha na Dando, so mimi ni cocktail ya Ocha na ya Dando. Sasa unajua niko na tuseme both experiences juu hata nikifunga chuo nilikuwa naenda Ocha sana. Yaani ninagojea tu, yaani nikimaliza mtihani leo hata sigojee mtihani na
unaenda Ocha.
So nimelelewa Ocha na nikalelewa Dando at the same time, na Dando ndio place I think imenifunza mambo mob na imenifanya kuwa mimi. Juu wale wasanii nimekuwa nikiona wakiimba na wakirap nimewaonea Dando. Singewaonea Ocha, unaona? Ocha wanapiga style zingine mimi hata siwezi hata jaribu. Unaona? Juu mimi ni rapper, mwisho wa siku ngumu sana usikie mtu ati ana rap kwa ngoma za Kikuyu, ngumu sana.
Ocha ni wapi buda?
Ocha ni Murang'a.
Kwa
maziwa. Lakini si kwa Mwangi wa Iria, ni kwa hiyo maziwa yake sasa.
So hapa Ocha uligrow ukiwa mdogo ama ukiwa mbigi?
Ocha nilikuwa mless, ndio nilianzia chuo actually, so toka class 1, class 2, alafu sasa kuanzia class 3 ndio nikakuja Nairobi. So I think ile utoi sana ile yangu ni ya Ocha.
Utoi
hiyo kucheza kujichafua, unajua sasa ukiwa class 3 unajua kubehave. So utoi yangu ni ya Ocha. Alafu sasa utini wangu ni wa Dando.
Being that sasa ulikam Dando ukiwa mtoi.
Mimi nilikam kwa mtoi. Lakini mtoi anajua Kenya anafanya. Mtoi anajua ukikosea na ukitenda Kenya inafaa, unaona? So nilikuja nikiwa mtoi machua tu. Unajua kuna kuaga na stages mob watu waje understand about life. Kila stage inakuja na growth yake. Uwezi kuna vitu ukiwa maybe 1 year uwezi fanya ukiwa 2 years.
Ukiwa 2 years.
So unakuja ukigrow. So mimi kuanzia class 3 I think nilikuwa msee najielewa sana. Ukiniuliza kunihusu naweza kuambia ningeji express hata ukitaka kuniambia Chicha wewe ni nani, mimi ni mimi, vitu zingine nafanya mimi niko hivi kwa class uko 3 hivyo.
That uligrow pale Dandora ilikuwaje? Unajua Dandora imekuwa na story mingi sana, mambo ya crime, talent pia iko huko,
kila kitu man. Dandora pia ni cocktail ya good and bad. So hiyo time nikiwa mless Dandora ilikuwa noma as in ilikuwa like talent ujue ndio inalia, alafu ujue ndio crime inaleta iko times 2 mpaka inafunika talent. So ukiambia msee umetoka Dando afikiria hata unaweza rap tunga hapo mfuko nini, unajua msee karada yake. So crime ilikuwa juu sana hiyo time, ilikuwa juu hadi unaona mnacheza bano hapa hivi MC anapita anapiga risasi anaanguka mbele yenu, like kuna shindu nini. So mimi nilikuwa na grow nikiwa traumatized sometimes, na feel kitu manze ina ni stress. Kwa nini?
Ni vitu ulikuwa experience.
Mimi nilikuwa naona juu nilikuwa somea James Kichuru, na ujue I think kila wiki lazima kungeuliwa mtu unasikia hiyo damu ya Dando lazima kila wiki yani hata mkitoka chuo unapata watu wamezunguka hakuwa iko sa kikundi cha wasee. So crime ilikuwa juu, alafu makarao pia walikuwa bita na mayouth mbaya. Yani hata hiyo time walikuwa kiona dread hivi
wewe unaangushwa, wanajua wewe ni wale
wewe utuambie kitu twende kwanza explain kila kitu. Like ilikuwa ni hivyo, lakini saa hii vitu ziko poa kabisa. At least wanaangalia growth. Hiyo time nimekuwa nikizunguka sana na watu wa media Dando, nikiwaonesha Dando. Wakaniambia na mbona tunajua gatu wao huko hata kamera kuingia ni noma.
Ni noma.
Naambia msee, hatuna polisi, tuko mimi na wewe, si ati mimi ni superstar design na honga watu wote ama au maboys wote. Lakini Dando iko hivyo imecool. Story mingi hakuna mali, hakunaga story mob. Hata Runda kuna waizi. Unaona kuna Seta bunge kuna waizi. So hakuna mali, akukosagi like hakuna mali, ni pamba tu yani. Lakini ni kawaida, tuna mita zingine zimezidiwa. So mimi siwezi sema Dando tumezidiwa, sasa tuko fresh. Vijana manzi wanafanya kazi, makawash kona zote, watu wanauza ice pop, wanauza kila kitu. So vijana wanajituma.
At any point did you feel like hiyo pressure ni mingi sana, wewe kama myouth unataka kuingia hizo vitu za vijana ama iko kushika hata kidogo?
One thing about life ni funny. Kila mtu reason venye ana feel. Mimi nilikuwa against kila kitu mbaya yenye inaendelea, so nimekuwa niko positive. Alafu mzee wangu alikuwa anikumbusha sana, angalia mwenzako. Kwanza bro yangu mbigi hiyo time alikuwa ako kwa crime. Aniambia, kumbuka hata tukisikia gunshot tunafikiria tu brother yako. Sasa ali change like kabisa ile. Hiyo time big mpaka mkubwa wa polisi alikujaga akaniambia, man, talk to your elder brother. Mimi nitamuua. Lakini unakuwa mpole sana venye nakuonaga, mnastaki kukupea stress. Ongea naye. Like ilikuwa like nilikuwa namwangalia, so hakuna venye ningeenda like hiyo njia. Hakuna. Ndio mimi mwenyewe nilikuwa na wish si akuwe tu msempoa. Yani before vitu zikuwe wasi. Unaona? So hakuna venye ninge lost.
Was it based on zile struggles zenye anapitia mtaani ama alijipataje kwa crime?
Mwisho wa siku it's not about struggles. It's a choice that you make.
Okay.
Kwa sababu huyu boy Kenya anakula ndio mimi nakula. Akivaa mimi navaa, mali analala ndio mimi nalala. Mbona mimi siibi aibe? So ni choice alikuwa na make na kukuwa na mabeste wabaya wenye wanakuinfluence. Kama mimi tukitoka hapa nikuingize chuo, mtuvute bangi, tukule mogoka, nitoe bunduki, nipanguze, nikwambie naingiza round. Lakini nataka nikiiba nikupee. Wewe ndio unaambia kimbia. Mimi wacha nibaki nao nikiwati. Hiyo ni introduction tu nimekupatia. Next time ndio utashika gani. So
inakuwa tu hivyo pole pole ikienda ikisonga.
Hakuna mtu anaamkaga leo anakuwa ameamka hivi akona bunduki yake. Anapiga ngeta siku 2-3. Anaona mkono iwezi, nguvu atoshi, anaongeza mbao hapo katikati. So anaenda hivyo.
Anaenda hivyo.
The more anaiba ndio anapata doya stock. Akifika bei ya gani
inabaki imekuwa noma.
Naona. So mwisho wa siku ni
choice.
Choices una make in life na wase una get involved. Nao mwisho wa siku sako yako kani ya madingo utaishi kwa pasta. Juu ni ngumu sana wewe ukiwa juu univute nikiwa chini. Mimi niko chini na najaribu kukuvuta, lazima ndio utakuja chini. Unaona?
Sasa zile niko juu.
Ukiwa juu wewe ama ukiwa well behaved hata wewe ndio uko kwa danger sana kuliko mimi. Juu mimi ni ngumu ni change nikuwe mpoa. Mimi najua test ya bangi, najua ya pombe, najua pesa sijafanyia job. Unaona? Sasa utaniambia, wewe umesota unajaribu kuniambia niache wizi. Unaona? So inakuwa ni balaa.
Noma. Wacha tuingie kwa muziki kidogo. Muziki ilianza lini? Ulijipataje kwa muziki?
Nikianza muziki hiyo time tulikuwa tumefungua kwanza ka hustle. Nilikuwa chuo.
Nilikuwa shule.
Lakini sasa hustle tulikuwa tunafanya ilikuwa ni noma, tuko nauza chang'aa.
Ukiniambia uko shule hii ni high school?
Hiyo niko high school.
Okay.
Na tunauza cham. So tukiwa kwa cham unajua si ati chain ni kubwa unauza nini. But tulikuwa tuna keti mahali na jamaa fulani alikuwa aitwa Roy. Na wase wengi pro yake pia alikuwa msanii, like yeye pia alikuwa msanii. Na kulikuwa na dem mwingine tulikuwa tunasoma na yeye, tulikuwa tunakuja na yeye daily, alikuwa anaitolea, tulikuwa kuja na anajua kuimba.
So mlikuwa tu rende ya wasanii.
Sasa tunaboeka tu ile like hakuna wale wanakuja kukunjwa, tunaketi hapo tunapiga tu freestyle and nini. Na hivyo ndo tulijipata kwa ka group kalikuwa kanajiita CLC. Sasa ilikuwa ni Chicha, Lacy and Costa. Lacy ndiye alikuwa ajiita Lea, alikuwa ajiita Lacy, alafu Costa ndiye alikuwa aitwa Roy. So tukatengeneza ka group, tukatoa song ilikuwa aitwa Living in Ghetto.
Living in Ghetto.
Na ukisikiza hiyo song bado tulikuwa tu watu positive mbaya sana. Si bado tulikuwa tunauza cham, lakini naambia msee usikunywe zaidi hapo. Unaona? Usikunywe zaidi hapo. Jumisho wa siku msee, familia yako lazima ikule na lazima pia ubehave vizuri. So mimi kwanza nilikuwa na wapima mbaya. Siku zita naenda ukakunywa kwingine. Like nilikuwa responsible. But nataka do mwisho wa siku. Alafu sifanyi like mimi nilikuwa na hiyo limit. Na wase wengi hawanaga hiyo limit. Mimi nilikuwa nasikia vibaya. Na kujua na kupata unalala kwa mtaro ilikuwa inaniuma mbaya. So bado ilikuwa inani haunt, nilikuwa nataka kuacha. So hapo ndio muziki nilianzia na hiyo jeshi. Alafu mimi sijaielewa kuhusu group. Unajua kila mtu ana mawazo yake. So tukakaa tulifanya song 3. Alafu zilikuwa song ya kwanza ilikuwa good quality, za pili low. Nikaambia msee tufikieni bei atakaa tunado. Tuandike tugoje time. Quality yenyewe si lazima ati ni mimi mwenyewe nikisikiza nasikia song si poa. Lakini si tumeimba poa. Kaniambia wewe tufanye hivi, tu record hizi, huyu anaturecord na dhao. Mimi nashangaa tuna record na dhao, tuko watu watatu tungangane hata tu record na 5, unaona? So ikaanza kuwa tricky, so mimi nilianza kugo solo, nilipata ka job ka M-Pesa, nikaacha ile job kabisa.
Nilikuwa hiyo changa ukaacha.
Juu nilikuwa naenda church na shindo. Ni haje kuja useme biashara yako ni gani, uombewe biashara ipanuke na vitu zingine. Mimi nitaenda kuambia watu nauza changa. Mimi niko hata underage nauza changa. Mimi nilikuwa na shule
nini.
Nilikuwa jioni lazima nishikwe. Ilikuwa lazima. Sasa makarawadi walinijuanga tu yani. Huyu wako tu pale. So mwisho wa siku jani ilianza hapo na ikakuwa positive. 2014 nikaachilia my first single nikiwa peke yangu, nikiwa naficha mtu sasa namwambia kuja uweke verse. Ikawa quality na ikaenda.
Kuna mahali tumeenda mbio hapo kidogo. How was it? Wewe uko shule na unauza changa, ulikuwa na manageaje hizi vitu zote?
Hiyo time nilikuwa msee, like nilikuwa nishatoka home. Tumekosana na mzae juu ya pressure zingine zilikuwa zimeanza kuja home, alafu alikuwa mkali sana kwangu. Naona yule mzazi, wewe saa moja uko kwa nyumba, wewe nisipate kucheza ball, wewe like mimi nilikuwa footballer like bas ananizuia, so nilijam nikaenda kustay away tu. So huko ndo nilijipata natafuta tu hustle, nakaa na watu fulani. Unaona juu jamaa akiuza chamba alini influence rahisi. Fanya hivi, fanya kazi wiki moja, buy stock yako, weiweke pale. Unaona? Hiyo design alini influence, but mimi nilikuwa naangalia si bora sikunywe. Lakini nataka do, lazima nisurvive. Keja yangu ya sotatu lazima ilipwe. Unaona? So nilingangana tu mwisho wa siku. Chuo nilikuwa hadi na hepa sometimes. Nilikuwa boarding, ikabidi nilijileta day school. Nilikuwa
ukaenda ukajitafutia.
Ilibidi nikachukua kuzo wangu nikamwambia wewe ndio buda yangu sasa, kutoka sasa. Alipass last year actually. Yeye alinisimamia. Alinisimamia like akakuwa yeye ndio babangu. Nikiambo nileta mzazi na mdungia wewe. Zae unaitwa. Unaona? So mimi nilikuwa nasoma siku 4 ama siku 3 kwa wiki. Hizo siku zingine na hustle.
Did you manage hata kumaliza sasa shule after
vizuri msena nikapita hadi mwenyewe nilishangaa. Nakumbuka hata mwalimu alisema ati wewe ulikuwa na Mwakenya, nikamwambia mbona mlishika wengine na mimi sikushikwa. Unaona? But mimi nilikuwa natumia time yangu poa. Nikiwa sina client nasoma na naandika. So nikiwa kwa vibe ya kusoma nasoma. Na nasomea vitu. Mimi nilikuwa na bahati like nasomea kitu na kuja. Like naweza somea kitu, naweza chukua hivi biology paper niipitie hivi. Kama kesho tuko na mtihani, lazima ndapata max hata 10 kutoka kwa Kenya nilisoma jana. So God alikuwa tu ameniekelea tu mkono hiyo design.
So muziki hapo ukatoka mkaachana na group.
Jani yangu ikianza nikiwa peke yangu. Actually nilifanya collab 2 zikifuatana na mtu same, na mimi nakuaga na hiyo tabia. Like nikifanya collab na msee lazima nifuatanishe. So nilifanyaga na Dollar Face song inaitwa Pale Pale Mama. Mamangu nikamficha kwa video, nilimwambia wewe kuja. Hiyo ndio time sasa naenda nasalimia mzae, narudi kwa mzae nini. Like sirudi kuishi, nimerudi kumwambia mzae mimi sina ubaya.
Una ubaya.
Na muziki ndio hii nimewekelea. Mother amekuja tumefanya video, juu ilikuwa ni mama song na stories zangu za Ocha. Song kadupoa actually. Mimi nilikuwa nasikia vibaya, naenda kuomba maji kwa hoteli, manze nimeparara. Alafu naona song kwa TV, nasikia hata kuepa. Unaona? But ilikuwa ni jani poa, juu after hapo ndio vitu zilikuja like zika change completely. 2020 tuseme 2018 nilienda ka break ya 1 year like nikitafuta
tafute kwanza.
So 2017 sikuachia song, nilikuwa naandika tu. 2018 nikarudi nikafanya song zikadupoa. Ilikuwa kwanza ni comeback, zikadupoa, nikafanyaga na Phil Kememia. Alafu nikaja nikafanya hiyo Toka Teke ikachukua hip hop song of the year na nikachukua hip hop artist of the year 2019.
Hiyo ilikuwa kwa award gani hiyo?
Hiyo ilikuwa Kegma Awards. Hiyo Kegma Awards 2019. Kenya Gospel Music Awards. Alafu sasa last year 2020 ndio nikachukua Extreme Awards hip hop artist of the year. Ndio nilikuwa category 3. Nilikuwa kwa Afro Pop Song of the Year. Na nilikuwa kwa collab. Ilikuwa collab I think. Collab of the Year, alafu sasa hip hop song of the year, alafu sasa hip hop artist of the year.
Ni fiti manze, una do hip hop. Sasa unaonaje hip hop ni Ulichange ndo uanze hip hop ama ulianza na hip hop?
And change ndio tulianza na hip hop, song ya kwanza ilikuwa hip hop. But nikakuja nikachange. Nilikuja nikachange like everything, nikasema like acha nifanye vitu zingine kwanza. Na ndio hizo vitu ndio zili happen na zikaenda poa. Na zikaenda poa. So hip hop nilikuja kurudia baadaye saa 2018 nikasema si kitu nilikuwa naifanya poa tu, acha nijaribu. Nikafanya sasa hizo kutoka hiyo time nilikuwa nikifanya hip hop though na mix. Juu napenda kuficha wasanii sana. Wa kusing.
Ni fiti.
Napenda like ikuwe na singing juu mama pia ni wale tu lazima wajui hip hop wengi.
Is it based on a true story, ma mystery zako ama?
Most of the stories za songs zangu ziko based kwa true story yangu, ya best yangu ama vitu mina observe tu, like nikiangalia hivi naona jamaa anapitia kitu fulani nipate inspiration, but mara nyingi mimi uko kwa situation.
Nice.
Mara nyingi sana.
As a hip hop artist, who do you look up to? Sasa unajua tuko na wase wengi sana kwenye industry.
Sasa hiyo wamekuwa wengi mpaka nimeamua kukuwa my own role model. Ndio mwisho wa siku kuna secular artist, kuna gospel artist. Mimi wale nilikuwa nasikiza kina Ekodida sana. But ukinotice mimi sina kitu yoyote ya Ekodida kwa song. So nilikuwa napenda tu kukuwa inspired tu na
vako yake nini.
Napenda Kenya na do. But mwisho wa siku nakuja kimimi. Unaona? Na tofauti ya mimi na wase wengine wanataka kukua kama role model wao. Sasa mimi role model wangu ni wa kuinspire. Nikuwe kama mimi. So at least nasema Chicha Jo alinisimamiaga nikakuwa mimi. Unaona? Juu kama ningetaka kukua kama Eko ningekuwa na Staga hapa.
Ungekuwa na Staga na hiyo style
ya Eko, Mr. T, au ndio wasi nilikuwa na wengi sana.
But sasa hivi umesema una.
Sasa hii tuseme okay, mimi kitu ya kwanza watu sema watu wa majuu, mimi sisikizagi hip hop za majuu, nasikizaga song kama imehit. Imehit na nifikiaga, but za Kenya za bongo hip hop nilikuwa nasikizaga wase wa secular kwanza akina Rostam. Ndio nilikuwa nasikiza akina Fit Q. But mwisho wa siku hakuna haja ya hypocrisy. Unajua wasanii wa hip hop gospel ni wachache sana na huwezi sikiza mtu mmoja kila siku.
Now that you are umekuwa nominated ukashinda as a hip hop artist of the year, unaweza ambiaje wase hapo kwenye screen?
Mimi naambiaga kitu moja tu. Iwe biashara, iwe muziki, iwe nini, hauhitaji chochote, unahitaji wewe.
Kweli.
Unajua hata ukiwa majuu, unajua kuna watu wanafanya majob majuu, atumia mama yake pesa, atakoniekea busy fulani. Mama yake akikula doa anamwekea lawama. Unarudi umesota ulispend kwa sababu biashara inakutaka wewe. Kama ni muziki inakutaka wewe. Be there for you, be there for whatever you love.
That's a good one. I want you to repeat that one. Hiyo kitu umesema.
Kwanza straight on this camera, ndio? Kama ni biashara, kama ni kitu yoyote unapenda kufanya, haihitaji pesa, haihitaji nini, na kuhitaji wewe. Kwa sababu ukijua wewe ukikuwa hapo utajua inahitaji kitu gani. Kama unahitaji pesa wewe ndio utatoa na utaekelea hapo. Alafu kitu umejifanyia uwezi jilaumu.
Kweli.
Ni ngumu sana unapata mtu anajijaje, lakini ukipata mtu wa kuekelea, unatumia mama yako pesa akufungulie biashara,
akikula
mama umemwacha nyumbani, mama atakuuliza vizuri ni ngapi zangu umekula, unaniekea lawama. So if you want to do something, just be there for it. Na wewe personally kuwa hapo. Ikisha grow watu wakuje wa grow. Obvious utapata mthamini, utapata msee like anasimamia like msee ni mimi kabisa. Umemfunza kuwa kama wewe. Unaweza simama ufungue branch. But mwisho wa siku be there for whatever you want to do. Kama uko absent.
Good advice manze to the young people, si ndio? Kwenye mtandao manze muziki tunaweza zipata wapi?
Tuko na muziki mpya by the way. Funny enough imenistua mimi, inaitwa Toboa. Na tuko hapa juu ya Toboa though sitaiperform leo.
Kwa nini?
Kwa sababu nimefeature like 3 artists. Na wako hapa. Na siwezi imba chorus peke yake.
What is all about Toboa?
Toboa ni season hii na ni testimony.
Okay.
Kwa sababu haijakuwa rahisi ila mimi nimetoboa. Ningekuwa nimeaga ile umeniokoa, so nimetoboa. Uko ukijua pandemic imegonga kila mtu. But hebu angalia God. Tumetoboa. So tuko hapa. Na hiyo song manzen testimony, it is #1 gospel song right now. Angalia chat yoyote.
Nice.
Unaona?
Nice.
So akina nimeficha Kizo B.
Kizo
Actually alikuwa kuja though imebidi tugawane juu ya show.
I need Kizo by the way. Kizo ako na story nyingine poa sana.
Ako na story by the way, ndiye alianzaga na secular music, watu wanamjua. Silini bipu mimi nikakupigia. Ako kwa hiyo song aliokokaga na mimi personally mimi ukimhitaji ndamleta hapa siku yenye yuko available lazima. Our bless kwa sababu ni vocalist mkali sana. Kuna Kizo B, kuna Phil Kememia. Phil Kememia alikuwa Mokorino, so pia na story ana a lot kuambia. Alitoa label. Sasa yeye amenona alikuwa mkono. Ndiye aliyofanya ile cover ya Nadeka. Mungu wangu wanapenda. Hiyo na ika go viral sana, but ana music kibao. Ako kwa hiyo song ya Toboa. Alafu kuna Bobo J. Bobo J mlikuwa mhost hapa just the other day. Na aliwaambia zile songs amefanya, kuna songs kibao zinakuja. So ako kwa hiyo song actually ndiye anaimba chorus. So na mimi sasa. So ni Chicha Music, Toboa by Chicha Music featuring Bobo J, Kizo B and Phil Kimemia. Manager wetu bado anasukuma, ito sa Last Born. Studio yetu inaitwa LT Records. So watu wote wataka kurekodi muziki kujeni LT Records. Sikia hiyo quality tu. Wewe mwenyewe enda tu sikize tu hiyo quality. Ukisikia kuna makosa hata usikuje. Na ukisikia ni unique sana kimbia. Juu ni watu wana support ma upcoming sana. Wewe sema tu kenye uko nayo na venye unataka kusaidiwe ndio hivyo. That's why nakwambia be there for what you want to do.
Okay.
Unaona? Lakini mtu asikutume ati kuja kumuulizia studio ni pesa ngapi sijui wanafanyaje. Fika hapo wewe mwenyewe. Uenda ukasmailia producer akufanyia hata sare.
Ndio. So umesema mtandao tukimalizia.
Mtandao Chicha Music, Chicha_music. Music yangu inakuaga ya Q mwisho sio ya C. So ni Chicha Music.
Okay.
Kila mahali mzee.
Kila mahali. Sasa unataka kuperform ngoma gani hiyo tukimalizia?
Hata nataka like niwapatie just one verse. This take much of your time pia. One verse ya song yangu inaitwa Please a Man. Song yangu inaitwa Please a Man. Nilifanyaga na Phil Kememia na Shaki.
Okay.
So hiyo ndio ndawapea like verse moja tu.
Si ndio? Ladies and gentlemen, Chicha Music manze doing
Please a Man. Hauwezi please mwanadamu.
Let's go man.
Mwana alimwaga damu abokoe mwanadamu na wewe unamwaga jasho. Please mwanadamu badala alimwaga damu. Mapenzi yangu matamu nilimpa mwanadamu nikiamini ananipenda atabaki na mimi kwenye shida na raha hatoniacha, lakini nililia kwa uchungu. Please baki na mimi. Bora muamini Mola si Mola muamini bora. Na rap bora si bora ni rap. Cheza na maneno ila cheza na neno, kwa maana mwenye hilo neno hapendi maneno. Swala wazi malaya ujambazi mpunguza yetu dadi. Wengi wako chache wanakuita dadi, ila wakitokea ni straight kwa sugar daddy. Na wakisha blanda stamina. Binti usitoe mimbo kuhisi utakosa soko. Zao mkuze kisha pinguni uepuke moto. Acha pupa we mtoto unamkusi mzazi na ujuu utalala wapi, ujuu utakula wapi nawe sister. Mungu anakupa kope na maana uongeze zako. Anakupa nyusi na nyoo unachora zako. Uwezi please mwanadamu. Please aliyekuumba shukrani kwa aliyenipa, singoja nilie mpa nikisha tenda wema. Bora niseme tu ni wengi watakupenda kwa yako shepu tu, ila ukikosa damu utajionea majabu. Alisema babu Mungu anakupenda hata bila sababu, na kama unaugua basi pata matibabu.
Hiyo ngoma imesha mbio sana. Thank you so much bro.
Shukuru sana.
God akubless.
Yes pia manze, thanks for having me. Mnafanya kazi poa sana.
Tunashukuru.
Next time tukikuja tutakuwa tunaomba Mungu bado hiyo song tutatoa ikuwe hit at least. Na tupate nafasi nzuri sana juu imebidi tugawane juu ya shows. Imebidi tugawane. Alafu imebidi ni kuja rapa kuja peke yake manze. Nao watu wameimba karibu 3/4 ya song. So Toboa everywhere, subscribe to my YouTube channel at Chicha_music. Na Mungu atawabless. Na msipo subscribe manze na natoa EP. Shauri yenu. So unatoa EP actually na it will be the best EP shaitolewa na rapa.
Amen.
Naona? Kwa sababu manze dedication kitu ya kwanza before release kila pastor mwenye anajua ni pastor tunamwalika akuja iombe. Na kila mtu anajua ni critic like anajua muziki mbaya. Tunamwalika pia akuje. So launch yake itakuwa mara mbili. Itakuwa kwanza kila mtu aje confirm alafu tu dedicate alafu tuifanyie official launch. Okay. But kuna songs nyingi na tumefeature. Mimi najua tu sitaki hata wewe taja tu mtu yote kwa kichwa mwenye unajua ni deadly na anaimba gospel. Atakuwa kwa hiyo EP na usipoona mtu kwa hiyo EP sidhani ajui kuimba. Sijasema hivyo. So anajua tu kuimba ni venye labda hakupatikana.
Shukrani manze bro.
God bless sana.
Si ndio?
Amen.
Haya.
Barikiwe manze, nimeenda na subscribe kwa hiyo manze E Squared.
Si ndio?
Baraka manze, asante.
Haya, asante. Enda na hiyo. Hiyo nimekuachia. Hiyo ni ya marapa. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how we do it. Remember, we are live on YouTube at E_squared TV. Woo. Ni noma. Umemchukua hiyo?
Nimerudi. Ulikuwa unataka kunifukuza pia?
No. Why would I do that? Unajua nimeongea English ya why would I do that?
Tumesikia. I love Chicha.
Yeah. Chicha music. Yeah.
I love that. I really love that.
By the usipojigonga kifua au ujiambie wewe ni mnoma. Hakuna mtu atasema wewe ni mnoma.
I know.
Yeah.
I love that. And I love venye he just has a spirit, a very good spirit, good vibe around him. Him chilled out yani he loves God.
Yeah.
You can
na anapenda watu.
You can see it from hata venye anaji-express. Si ati wale uongea tu. He just has a pure love for God. Yes.
Zingine kuna beshte yangu fake vitu.
Acha tu ati beshte.
Beshte yangu si msempoa.
You guys, what you guys are watching on your screens right now is mnaona tuna make progress on that piece of art. It's coming. It's looking so beautiful. It looks like a sunset pale. Unaona ikikaje?
Naona ni kama manze nimeamka asubuhi ile jua je imeanza.
It has some very, hizo colors are dawn. Beginning, but it looks very beautiful. Guys, keep it here. We want to see the reveal as it's coming to an end. Yeah. And for those of you who missed the rap battle, to make crown winner, a very fast rap battle for this year. Yeah. So we want to play a very short snippet to waguzia kidogo what you guys are missing, and then you guys run to the YouTube channel to watch the full clip. So here is a very short snippet of what happened in the rap battle.
Is that for you?
Yeah. Karibu Nairobi. Yeah. First of all, salute to Kiongos 047, the nigga with the sauce is the boss of this dope. A city of goals, as a city be coping, but oops, wamelos. Katika hii kata wenu robi na dei luporodi ukikimbiza noti. Kaime kubamba chunisha kwa ploti kiateka kiteta mpige kinotis ni N-man. Nina washwa, kana form nipeleke na rada. Ishatoka job kwa walenjeni makapa. Friday Nairobi ni siku ya kukata. Kiwa mtahani kwa baka nisani, kendi mebisha tukate konyagi kanyamchom, tuchanganye marangi, tuzikwende ataka uko na manzi. Hey, karibu Nairobi, karibu Nairobi, karibu Nairobi. Hey, karibu Nairobi, karibu Nairobi.
Mbugi ni gani? Mbugi ya D. Jeshi ni gani? Yo, imebidi tu nibonge sababu daily naumia mawazo. Kwangu imekuwa bad kusema kweli siwezi handle. Nimejawa na mawazo naona nikipata hata depression. Karibu home, karibu ghetto, tulikuwa masurvivor. Mimi nataka mani daily kenye mimi nilipitia hadi wa leo naumia ndani walai vita kila wakati. Kulala ni shida, kupata kidogo alhamdulillah amina. Yo, kuscrew homa rapa na wapea ka dosage mimi queen na wengine na wonyesha kidole ninapendwa na few nusu mwaka mtani budu kama goddess buda sezi argue marapa kunitusi wombo ke Johnny Tafa shufala wana content wanataka tu free verse taki hiyo nonsense leta nusu mita hii ni kamba kwingine watahate watakas bila reason taka tu give chika take really class hadi teacher nimekuja.
And that was the mic champion, the rap battle for this month. It was actually the very first that we were having this year, and I hope you guys will run back to our YouTube channel and follow the whole clip to watch exactly what happened, to watch the amazing rappers that we had in studio. And yeah, keep it here to get the next one that's happening next month, so that you never know, you might be the next winner. You might be the one walking away with that crown, as we have seen on today's show. So now we are switching gears to something a bit more serious. We are now coming back to what we had actually teased when we were beginning the show. We are looking at businesses in Kenya. And I am joined by an economist. He's called Ken GICHINGA. Karibu sana to E Squared. We are very privileged to have you. And before we start this conversation, please do us the honors of introducing yourself much better. I didn't want to talk more and more and more, and probably I'd miss something in your intro. So just please introduce yourself, and then we'll take this on from here.
Thank you very much, Josephine. It's a pleasure to be part of Island's expression. And for me, actually, it's going full circle back because I actually was born and grew up in this neighborhood many years ago. So it's a joy to come back and to see so much has changed.
Yeah.
And it's really a joy to be part of the community. My name is Ken GICHINGA, and I'm the chief economist at Mentor Economics. Our work is simply to give our clients a clear picture of the state of the economy, and also to understand new possibilities in the economy.
Okay.
I believe in the idea of giving hope. In as much as we read a lot of negative things in the media, I really believe in trying to identify what are the positive stories that can really position our economy in Kenya and businesses such as this to be able to thrive. So I've been an economist most all my career. That's what I studied in university, and that's what I've been working on either in the banking sector or in the last 5 years at Mentor Economics. So I'm very happy to be here with you.
Wow, that's a very rich introduction. Thank you so much. So we're just going to go right into it. We are looking at businesses, and our platform, Island's Expressions, we have a lot of our audiences are young people, and we just want to provide them with the much needed information because everyone out there, the whole story is hakuna job, hakuna majob huko nje. So na tunashinda tukiambiwa by the leaders, kama hakuna job, create a business. And we think it is so easy to, you just get money or capital from wherever and boom, biashara ndio hiyo hapo. So how, from the very basic, how do we start? How does someone start a business in Kenya? What do they need?
I think, first of all, you've said it very well. Unemployment has been a big issue in Kenya. And a lot of people have to think about business and entrepreneurship. But I always say when you start it, keep it simple. In fact, I would say the number one philosophy is keep it simple. When you have an idea, or even better, a talent. I always say the best businesses are the ones that are founded on your talent.
True.
So I think the first natural place has to be somebody sitting down, doing some soul searching, and being able to ask, what is it that I'm good at? What is my talent? And I think from that point on, you get to understand these are the businesses. For example, maybe I'm good with logistics and organizing events. Maybe I need to start an events company. So I think the best place to start is to be able to do a bit of soul searching and to ask yourself, what is my gift? What is my talent? And now from that starting point, you actually now can understand, how do I use this talent now to be able to start a business? So I think that's the first point. I think once you've gotten your talent and your gifts, now the next step is how do I monetize these gifts? So maybe, let's say, back to the events planning. Maybe every time we have an event in the house, everybody's saying, oh, wow, you're such a good coordinator of things. that tells me maybe I'm good in events planning. Maybe now in my neighborhood, I can start, I'm helping the neighbors out.
Yeah.
Every time they have an
In the
event.
small events, yeah.
Exactly. And you start small. I think sometimes the biggest challenge we have is sometimes we think so far ahead that we forget the opportunities are actually right under our nose. And that you build your name, you build your brand, and social media is there at least now
Yeah.
to be able to market you far and wide.
True.
So I think keeping it that simple, I think is one of the best techniques in terms of running a business.
Okay. We have talked about talent and also looking at what we have around us. So now when we get to the nitty-gritty of it, you've decided, yes, I'm probably good in event management. I have tried and done maybe 2-3 events, and I think naona hapa naeza make. So where do I go from there? So that I'm compliant with the government and Kanjo is not on my back every other minute. No. So what other requirements follow after that?
Exactly. And even before you go to the government requirements, it's also good to put down on paper your vision. I call it a concept note. To take half an hour, pen and paper,
Yeah.
and just write. You've done 3 events for the neighbors. You really see there's an opportunity somewhere. It's good to write it down because often we forget.
Yeah.
And you find sometimes somebody who's doing events. Next week you find me, I'm selling shoes. And next
True.
week, because you can be multi-talented.
Yeah.
And you can be many things. So it's good when you commit something to pen and paper or in your diary.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that there's a commitment there. So
Yeah.
even if other things come, it's not that other things are bad, but it helps you remind you what was the vision, because maybe that day you had an inspiration. So it's good to record it. Because maybe when that inspiration goes,
Yeah.
you
You have
need-
something
you
to
have
go
something
back
to remind you. Exactly. And
Yeah.
I wrote it for Mentoria
Mhm.
back in 2015. I refer to it at least a few times every year.
Yeah.
So I think once you write it down, now it's also good to get a name for it.
Mhm.
And people have different philosophies. I know people who combine their husband and their wife's names.
Yeah, the most basic Kenyans. We need to change that.
Right. But
Yeah.
I think it's also good to have something creative.
True.
One thing I saw in the US is then how you name a company. I think that's one thing in the US they really got it right. It's able to evoke a certain
Emotion.
emotion.
Yeah.
When you think of Facebook, it started in a very simple way.
Yeah.
Or when you think of Twitter
Mm-hmm.
and such, it's sort of like Twitter is a bird.
Yeah.
It's always chopping,
Yeah.
and that's what you do when you tweet. Small messages that you send.
Yeah, always.
So I
Yeah.
think also having a creative name
Mm-hmm.
helps. I think sometimes when you have, especially let's say that you're in events, and there's so many event suppliers,
Exactly.
it helps if
When you
have a-
stand out.
if you have a good name.
Yeah.
So you take that name to the business search, and the government will see if anybody, because sometimes you can have a name which 10 other people
Okay.
have already booked.
Yeah.
It's also good you do a search, and if nobody has taken it, it's good to reserve it.
Where do you do the search?
Normally nowadays, even on the actually when you go to these eGov websites for
Okay.
the Nairobi, I don't know, there's a name for it, the eGov website.
Yeah.
Normally where they do all the business. I think government has made an effort in trying to put everything online.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go to the e-citizen
Yeah.
and all those things, you'll be able to really navigate. They've sort of tried to consolidate it.
Okay.
So you go to business registration on the e-citizen,
Mhm.
you'll see business search.
Yeah.
And I think nowadays it's very quick. It's like a day
Yeah.
or something. And I think the registration fee is quite a bit. So it's good to reserve the name.
Mhm.
But even more than reserving the name, it's also good now you think of now forming a company around it. Because one of the problems people have is they reserve the name,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't create the company. So you realize that you have a reserved name, but somebody can come and form a company and use
That name.
Exactly.
Yeah, because
you-
it hasn't still been
it
registered
hasn't.
fully.
Exactly. So it's
Yeah.
very important you think about the structure, and it's also good to work with a business mentor.
Okay.
And sometimes there's so many hurdles. There are people who sometimes work with their lawyers.
Mhm.
There are people who just do it themselves.
Yeah.
They go to the website. Now at least there is a lot of information on the
Information.
e-citizen.
Yeah.
You can see it. But it also helps if you have a business mentor. This is just maybe somebody in your area
Mm-hmm.
who is a bit more established in business.
Yeah.
In your family, it could be in your network of friends,
Mhm.
somebody who has done 5-10 years,
Okay.
who can guide you. Because there's so many small things that you won't be able to cover in this entire show.
And
Almost
so-
every week you'll have a question.
Yeah.
It's good to have somebody who's at least maybe even 10 years older and to journey with you, to tell you, oh, what did you do when it came to, is it better to have a company or a partnership?
Yeah.
Or there's so many small things that you can't cover in one episode.
Yeah.
And so journeying with somebody who is in business
Mm.
or joining some of these business chapters.
Yeah.
I see there's a Kenya National Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah.
There's KEPSA. There's another one I hear about where they have business chapters. I'm forgetting the name. BNI, Business Networking International,
Okay.
where they have chapters almost every neighborhood,
Yeah.
from Kilimani to Buruburu, everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, it's good to join one of these. It's also good to make friends with other people who are in business
Yeah.
and stuff. Sometimes, in fact, one of the advices I got when I started business is start surrounding yourself with other people who run businesses because the mindset is different.
True.
and
Very,
that.
very true.
So, first of all, you have to forget the idea that all your answers will be found in one place. I think a lot of people are looking for that website where
Yeah, where everything is, you just input,
Absolutely
and
no.
then
it's
bam.
it's a journey.
Yeah.
And you'll get advice from Chamber of Commerce, you'll get advice from Business Network International, you'll get advice from your relatives.
Yeah.
So it's up to you now to listen to all these voices and to say, I like that approach of naming.
Mm-hmm.
I like how so and so is dealing with registration.
Yeah.
So it's good to first of all understand that you'll be getting a lot of input from very many areas. So you're not dependent on just one. So I think sometimes you just want to have one area,
Yeah.
but that's not the best.
Yeah.
It's good to constantly, and that's the power of networking.
True.
And networking is a big part of growing a business. Having a coffee with somebody
Yeah.
who you admire in business, and then asking them, how did you deal with Kajo?
Yeah.
And hearing their perspective. So it's good to allow multiple voices. But once you have your name and you say you're registered into a company, the documentation you'll need your ID,
Mm-hmm.
a PIN. You need KRA PIN.
Yes.
And dealing with KRA is something that's a whole topic.
I know.
In all this stuff. But I always say keep it simple. Choose one goal for the week.
Mm-hmm.
Say this week I want to get a good name for the business.
Yeah.
Talk to people, get an excellent name. Say I'm gonna call this Josephine Events.
Yeah.
Done.
Mm-hmm.
Next week I want to think of registering the company.
Okay.
So I can either go to Nyayo House in the CBD,
Mm-hmm.
where they have those Huduma centers.
Yeah.
I can go online. Just say next week I have a goal. The key thing is keep small goals and keep doing things every. I
Okay.
think sometimes we get
Baby
overwhelmed.
steps. Yeah.
We want to do everything in 1 week,
Yeah.
and you end up doing one thing and you become so discouraged.
True.
And discouragement is one of the biggest enemies of business. And never allow yourself to be discouraged. So I think take one thing, say, now I've registered it, I have a company name, why don't I open a bank account?
Mm-hmm.
So next week I go choose a bank, talk to people who run businesses, choose a bank,
Mm-hmm.
open a bank account.
Yeah.
Done. So I think when you do that, in the course of 3 months, you'll be so surprised
At the
by-
progress
at
that
the
you've
progress
made.
you've made.
Okay, let me move you back a bit. So we have come to, you have already registered, you've looked for a name and everything. There's that part where you have to decide, is it a partnership? Is it a sole proprietorship? And I think a lot of people will just jump into business and they don't know what kind of company they want to form. So in very layman's term, how do you come about, what differences does a sole proprietorship have in the other types of businesses that are there?
Well, indeed, and that really depends on the nature of the business. Let's go back to our events example. Let's say Josephine wants to run the events company, and let's say you just naturally work best alone. You know, maybe you are not really into partnerships. So you register it as a sole entity, sole entrepreneurship. But that does not mean if I wanted to join you in future, that it's cast in stone.
Okay.
You can always change these structures as you move forward. So normally most people start it as a sole proprietorship.
Mm-hmm.
Then maybe sometimes you find 2 or 3 of your friends
Yeah.
actually like the idea and they like what you're doing, and they maybe say that we want some shares. So
Mhm.
now you
They buy
convert
in.
it, they buy in and you convert it into a company.
Yeah.
So the key thing is, again, keeping it simple. What's the starting point? some people get the idea as a group.
Okay.
If the idea came as a group, then most likely you need to have a company and all of you need to have shareholding.
Okay.
So the most normal form would be either a partnership, where you have a managing partner, or if it's a product, you have a company where you're all directors.
All right.
So you'll find lawyers, sometimes they go with partnerships. But
Okay.
you'll find most business people go as a company where everybody has a shareholding.
Okay.
And this is where sometimes now you need to sit down with an expert to say, okay, how do we split the shares? Who's the majority? Who came up with the idea?
Yeah.
Now that's why you need to sit down with now a business expert separately to say, because one challenge you'll find is sometimes you'll have 4 friends who come together, and I see it very often, where you have 4 friends who come up, maybe let's say Josephine and her 3 best friends,
Yeah.
and you have the events company. But your 3 friends are employed 9 to 5, yet you are doing,
I'm the one who is running around doing
Running
everything.
around.
Yes.
but all your 3 friends want you to have 25% each. But you see, that can't work
not
because you
possible,
are
yeah.
investing, you're spending, actually, you are the business.
Yeah.
Because when they
I am the face of the business.
the face of
anyway.
the business,
Yeah.
when they're in their media houses, they're in their banks,
Yeah.
it's you who's dealing with Kajo, it's you who's dealing with customer complaints. So one important thing is getting the shareholding right, to say, no, you guys are almost
Silent partners.
silent partners.
True.
Yeah, so we need to make sure the shareholding reflects your
Very
silence.
true. Yeah, yeah. And now see, mix business and biashara. Yeah, that never goes well.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that part of shareholding is, so most people will naturally go into a company where there's shareholding.
Yeah.
So that part of, normally the temptation is to make sure everybody has equal shareholding.
Shareholding.
But when you really think about it, some people are going to be sweating more than others. So
Yeah.
it's very important from the very beginning to get the shareholding right. Otherwise, you love your 25%, but you're doing 75% of the work. And at some point, you'll be like, guys, no, this can't work.
Yeah.
I'm the one. So it's good you get that shareholding right. It's also good to have a legal advisor who can be helping you file these things, who can also be your company secretary,
Yeah.
quote unquote, if you like. It's good to have one of your friends who's maybe a legal expert. Normally, lawyers tend to understand all the legal requirements. It's good to get one of your friends who's a lawyer.
Yeah.
They don't have to be like fully in the business, but they can be helping you with some of the legal aspects around shareholding. If there's a dispute, how do you resolve it?
Yeah.
Sometimes disputes arise and that. So that sometimes is the benefits of maybe having some advisor.
Okay. So I want to bring it back now to our kawaida, the person who has just started a biashara for selling shoes by the roadside,
Right.
or wants to start selling secondhand clothes in Gikomba, or, ameanza tu biashara, just a small scale biashara. Do they need the lawyers? Do they even have the funding for the lawyers and company secretaries? How are they supposed to navigate this business registration and all these things, especially if they don't have the know-how?
Right.
Yeah.
And you're
There's
right.
so much red tape.
So this is actually one of the biggest challenges I sometimes raise in the media is the amount of red tape that we have. But I like the idea of a Mtumba dealer and that. And the good thing is they have associations. Like you'll find like the Mtumba owners associations. So the good thing is these chapters sometimes help them to be able to sort of engage whoever they want to engage as a group.
Yeah.
It's good to try and be part of a group. So even if you are a Mtumba owner, you can ask yourself, is there a Mtumba network of people?
Yeah.
Because you'll find what is affecting you is what will affect me.
Very true.
And that. So you'll find even the big membership organizations want to deal with you as a group. Remember when COVID hit
Yeah.
and a lot of people could not import their Mtumba
Yeah.
into Kenya.
Yeah.
You see, they had to form their small traders. And I think there's a small traders association. So it's always good to be part of a group. Sometimes I think the temptation is to operate as an island where you do your own thing.
Yeah, because you want to get it. The ini yangu.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
one thing you'll forget is the challenges that are affecting you are affecting all the other people. So if you're a Mtumba, it's good to join like the small traders. I think it's what they call the small traders association, where they circulate membership. They say if it's KRA and they have this thing called the minimum tax,
Yeah.
this is how we, as a group, this is how we shall be dealing with minimum tax. So you're part of a group. And
Okay.
it's easier for government to recognize a group
Than an entity.
than an individual.
Yeah.
So it's always
yeah.
good to be part of, in as much as you're competing. You know, I think sometimes we have such a steep sense of competition that we never even want to see each other. But we realize the challenges that are facing us are the same challenges.
Very, very true.
Whether it's Kajo or governor or government, the key thing is to try and join the network of traders who are doing something similar. So
Okay.
that you're constant. Even it can be a WhatsApp group. You can say, hey, let's have a WhatsApp group for all the Mtumba guys in Buruburu.
Yeah.
You join that. So you keep saying, okay, these are the challenges. Somebody was having this challenge. I think that is a very, very important thing for a small trader, because as you said, a small trader cannot afford a lawyer,
Exactly.
cannot afford a company,
A company
secretary.
yeah.
But the society, let's say of the Buruburu Shoe Dealers Association, they can come together and they invite a legal expert for 1 hour
Yeah.
to give them
To guide
a
them
talk. Exactly.
Ah,
So it's
okay.
very good to work
As a group.
as a group. Yeah. In fact, the smaller you are, the more you need to be part
of a
group.
bigger. Okay.
Exactly.
And I think I've also seen organizations also, or entities like the Mtumba people, they have groups on Facebook. I have seen even the Kamkunji guys also band together on groups on Facebook, on social media, on WhatsApp. Yeah, so yeah, I think that makes sense. So you're able to move forward, together. Okay, so we have registered the company. What other documentation do we need? We have gotten the company name, the registration. We've gone to KRA. What other documentation is needed?
It's also good to open a bank account.
Okay, the bank account.
And banks also nowadays have made it very easy for businesses. You just need to bring now your company a registration form,
Yeah.
and the IDs for the directors. Pretty much that's what banks, they've made it very, very easy
Yeah.
to be able to get and open a bank account, because sometimes you might think you're a small player, but you end up with a big client, and that big client has to pay you via
the
your bank.
Yes.
They are not going to give you cash in an envelope.
Yeah.
So it's very important that you have a bank account for a business.
Yeah.
So that at least even the big, if you end up with, you're part of a Safaricom supplier.
True.
And Safaricom, for example, they've been trying to get suppliers from small traders, but you have to be able to at least have some basics.
Yeah, you have to look legit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Think of the events organizer. Sometimes you might be part of this small events company, then you find a big event company has won a bid to do maybe a major event,
Yeah.
but maybe they don't have enough capacity. So they come to you, say, maybe we'll share this business with you. So you need to be ready
Yeah.
for those kind of things.
Yeah.
So sometimes I think we think we are small, but sometimes you're not too small,
Exactly.
and you can be part of a greater force. So I think in terms of documentation, the bank account is important. You have your KRA pin. It's good to have some invoice, maybe design on how you do your invoicing
Okay.
and stuff, because you'll do work with the client, and they'll ask you, okay, send me
An
invoice.
And you don't know what that is.
That helps.
Yeah.
It's also good to have an email account
For the business.
Yes. So try and separate your personal Gmail, get a separate one for the business. It's just when it's events, get that.
Yeah.
And that's, I think sometimes you find people use their personal emails
True.
for the business.
Yeah.
It might also help to have a social media page, have a page where you can, people can interact with you.
Social media is big these
Big.
days with business. Yeah.
And what's the cost of opening a page?
Nothing.
It's literally zero.
Yeah.
And stuff. You might have maybe a graphic designer who can do a nice post for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you realize when you're resourceful, you'll always find a way.
Yeah.
A big company will hire an agency to manage their social media, but a small trader will get one of these talented graphic designers.
Yeah.
to
He might be a friend
Yeah,
or
exactly.
your brother or your sister.
That is it. And,
Yeah.
and for them, they're expressing their creativity
Mhm.
into it. So I think resourcefulness
Yeah.
is one of the things that really make good businesses.
Yeah.
Where you think that, wow, I have such big barriers ahead of me, but something you tells you no, but you can always use this path, and you can always use that path. So I think that's a very, very important thing.
Okay. Wow. All right. So, guys, I hope you have taken down all those notes. They're very, very important discussion that we're having here with Ken. And I'm loving everything that you're breaking it down in very, something that every one of us can understand in very basic language, And there's been a research that shows that a lot of youth businesses don't make it past their 3rd or 5th birthday. Why is that?
Well, there are a number of reasons. Sometimes it could just be lack of patience. Sometimes business requires a bit of, think of a farmer.
Yeah.
A farmer gets the seed. He has to plow the land, till the seed. He has to nurture, water the seed, and really germinate it.
Yeah.
That patience of the farmer, I think, is something every business person should learn. I think sometimes we plant the seed, but we fail to water, and the tree fails to grow. So I think patience and persistence. Maybe you are this events company, nobody knows who you are. You go and pitch, and people are like, okay, what job have you done in the past? You're like, none.
Like none. They don't have the confidence in you.
You can either go home and cry,
Yeah.
or you can say, okay, maybe next time I can sort of angle it in a different way.
Yeah.
Focus less on my experience and focus more on my new ideas, new
Yeah.
innovative thinking.
Yeah.
So over time, so persistence is one area. So lack of patience, and we live in what is called the microwave generation, where you want everything right now.
Yeah.
So back to the idea of the farmer, when you eat those oranges when they're not yet ready, they're very bitter.
True.
And such. So I say patience is sometimes a challenge with young people. Number 2 is maybe the business model itself has not matured. Maybe you say, yes, I'm good in events, but you've not differentiated yourself from the 10 events companies. Yes, you can have a nice name, but it's not enough to have a nice name.
Yeah.
People need to say, okay, so what is your competitive advantage? Is there an angle, a new angle you're introducing, or are you just
to the
copying
market,
the 10
yeah.
other events? And Kenya, unfortunately, we have this culture of copy pasting.
Yeah, in fact, that was actually what I was going to ask you.
Right.
Like, if you walk around Moi Avenue, Tomboya,
Right.
you'll find, because Ken started a shop for selling shoes and clothes. Even me, I think I can do it. And my cousin can also open next to me, my neighbor, and all of you guys are selling the same. So, like, how will you stand out from your customers? You have to. Yeah, I think that's what you're talking about, competitive edge.
Yeah, it's called the competitive edge or the
Yeah.
competitive advantage. And that goes back to your concept. Remember, it said writing a concept
The
note.
concept note, yeah.
And that concept note, as you're writing it, it's not just something you sit down and write, but try and talk to people. Try and talk to people and ask them, you're an expert in events. What do you think is a gap in events? Talk to somebody else. What do you think is a gap? Then over time, you'll start and saying, wow, I've talked to quite a number of people, and it seems nobody is doing events maybe for people targeting college students, for example. Everybody is doing events targeting corporates, but nobody is targeting these young guys from campus, and even they have events.
Yeah.
So why don't I position my company to be able to do events for young campus students?
Yeah.
So you start marketing now within campuses. We are an events company, and we'll help you with your graduation. We'll help you. So you find that gap. It's so important to find that gap. As you say, it's so easy to just copy other people.
Yeah.
But it's important to know that they have been known for what they are doing.
True.
So people need to know what is so different. Why should I come to you? And if you can't answer that, that's normally one of the reasons these businesses don't see their fifth. And if you can't, and it's not something you should answer in day one, but at least over the course of time, you should ask yourself, what is unique? And how do we market our uniqueness? If you don't find that unique factor, then it can be quite, I think sometimes for some people it's price.
Yeah.
For some people it's the target market. For some people it's the neighborhood. They're saying in this neighborhood there's no bakery.
Yeah.
So we want to be the
We want
first
to be
bakery.
the lead bakers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody in Buruburu has to go all the way till Point Mall.
Yeah.
Why don't I start one here at Mesora?
Yeah.
And that. So you have to find something unique. And I think that is one of the reasons many businesses, lack of finding that uniqueness is actually the lead cause of many businesses collapsing.
Mm-hmm. What about issues to do with financing? We know a lot of young people. That is one of the, when you actually even watch a lot of these shows that are running on TV, trying to help young guys begin their biasharas, the main problem that they're complaining about is capital. How to finance their dreams and their talent. How do young people get financing in this country to start a business?
Well, that's a very important point because, and I think it's something that's not thought through very well. Because when people are asking for capital, they're asking for capital for the dream business 5 years ahead. So you say, oh, wow, my events company will be doing clients like the banks and the hotels. So I need 10 million, but you don't really need it today. As I said, how much is it to open a social media page?
Zero.
How much is it to go and register your business, bus fare to town, or a cyber cafe? To get a pin, nowadays is on the KRA, it's actually
free.
Yeah, it's free. Maybe you just pay your 10 bob for the cyber cafe.
Or your your bundles.
On your bundles.
Yeah.
So if you really think, and that's why I keep asking people, you have to separate what the business needs in 5 years and what it needs this week.
And I think that's where we fail.
Week. Yeah,
that's where we start failing because you're already going to an investor telling them I need 10 million. They're not seeing.
They have not even seen what the small one can do.
Yeah.
And that's why it's important to have something called, what is called a prototype of the business. There's a word we use. I don't know. I'm forgetting about it. But it's the minimal viable product, the MVP. This is the smallest instance of your business to prove that it works. Because if it works at the smallest phase, then the investor's work is easy. It's just to give you more money for you to expand.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't work at the smallest stage, then even if you pump in money, like how, it does not work. Think of a human being.
Yeah.
And I think the human being is one of the best examples. When a baby is conceived and is in the womb, all the features of the baby actually developed before being born.
Yeah.
So by the time the baby is being born, it's just a matter of everything is becoming bigger and more established.
Yeah.
But everything is intact.
True.
There's no you can have somebody who's now 20 years old and now the ears are starting to form.
To form, yeah.
It's just everything has been formed, but it's very tiny.
Growing.
No, it's just a matter of developing.
Okay.
But everything has been formed. So I think the business, you need to think of the business as the child, that everything is forming. It's a small. So if it's marketing, you're not doing the 20 million marketing. You're doing your social media free page.
Yeah.
So when the investor can see the prototype is working, many investors will actually give you money. The challenge with most people is they have not even proved the concept at a small base. So you have the events company and you say, I did my research and I saw the gap in the events market is nobody is targeting young campus students.
Yeah.
So my business model is to go around campuses and to give them a price point that is student friendly and to make a profit. If you can just prove that, even the banks and everybody will be willing. A lot of people do not prove that. That's why funding is so high. So that's why I keep saying, focus on the small prototype. Make the prototype work. And the beautiful thing about the prototype is it's so cheap. You're dealing, everything is at the unit cost.
Okay.
So even if you're spending, even on marketing, coming up with a poster and sending it to all these campuses, that will not cost you more than bundles and that. And you'll be able to say, with these very little resources, we made a profit. That will bring in big investors who can just scale it up.
Okay, so what you're saying is, if I want to start Tumba Biashara, I've gotten some funds. Maybe I've borrowed from my mom or my dad or my cousins. They've given me some amount. I go, Kikosh, select my clothes, and then I am putting them out there on Facebook, on Instagram. Is that now the prototype that you're talking about?
I love that example. And for you, the competitive advantage is you'd say you have a taste for clothes that young people like.
Okay.
So anybody can go to Gikomba,
Yeah.
but when you go, you kind of know the things
that the young people are looking for.
Exactly.
Trending.
So
Okay.
just go and get maybe 10 pieces.
Yeah.
Then you apply now, you also have, maybe you have some social media skills. And you apply some social media skills, you put them on Instagram, and all 10 of them go.
Okay.
Now you'll be like, oh, wow, I think now we have, and
Something.
it means you have two competitive advantages. Number one, you know how to source very quality things.
Yeah.
And number two, you know how to market on social media.
Okay.
And you say, this is a prototype, we got 10 items, we spent maybe 10K to buy these things, and we sold them for 20K.
Yeah.
That is a prototype. And if it works, trust me, it will be so easy. It'll just be you doing the same thing, but now on a bigger scale. So I think sometimes people fail to prove it at the prototype.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I hope this wealth of information is reaching to you loud and clear. And we are really trying to break it down to, biasharas that a lot of young people are going for, so that this information is not too much jargon. It's something that you can apply to your business. So wherever you are watching us from, if you're at home saying, mazena nimekuwa nikitaka kuanza biashara ya sijui viatu ama nini, here are the notes you should be taking. These are the notes you should be taking. And from Ken, don't let him leave this studio. Yeah, if you haven't asked any question, let me go and check out whether there are any questions. Meanwhile, we're on E_squared TV on YouTube, and your comments or your feedback, I'm going to be reading them from here. So let me find out the questions that we have. I am actually seeing so many questions that are coming in, Ken. Caroline is asking, how important is a business plan? And do you think that most businesses fail as a result of guys not putting in the SWOT analysis? Hey, Caroline, umefanya homework. SWOT analysis into consideration before starting a business. So I think we first answer the question, how important is a business plan?
It is important, but I don't think we should make it the most important thing.
Is it the same as the concept note that you... Okay.
The concept note is just 2-3 paragraphs on a paper. The concept note speaks to your heart.
Okay.
It really says, for example, I remember I used to have a neighbor who was very good in selecting handbags. In fact, sometimes she'd come back to the estate without any handbag, and people would ask her, where's a handbag? And she would say, people just saw it and they decided to buy it from her.
Off her bag.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And she would just put all the things in a paper bag and come home. Not once, not twice, because she had a really good taste. And that. So we told her, I think you have a taste here for...
That's a business.
It's a business right there. So she started going to Thailand. She started importing bags, and her bags were really to the point where she even set up in a mall, and that she grew. So you see, she went from the talent.
Yeah.
There's no writing a business plan, SWOT analysis.
Exactly.
You can do that
later
on.
Yeah.
But the fundamental part is there talent there? You really have a talent. You say you're selling mtumbas, but can you go to Toy and come up with 5 things that will go today?
Yeah.
If you don't have it, it doesn't matter how big your business plan is. So business plan is important as you're growing as a business.
Okay.
But the key thing is to see the opportunity. And that one you can see it in an instant. Really in an instant.
Yeah.
So is the opportunity, is it visible? Like this lady used to come home with paper bags all the time until we told her, I think you need to start. You are too talented.
Yeah, this business is calling you.
Exactly. Actually, sometimes I keep saying business is a calling.
Yeah, it
sometimes is there an area where everybody keeps repeating, like, wow, your hair is always so good.
Yeah, you should start this business.
Exactly. Yeah. So for me is the origin of our business. And no matter how many business plans you'll write, you'll do your SWOT analysis, and those ones help you when you want to expand.
Okay.
Because you'll say, okay, now I do bags, but how big is the bag market? And what is the price? So those things that Carol has mentioned are important, but it's not the foundational part. The foundational part is the talent and the opportunity there. You're so good in baking cakes. Everybody wants to eat your cakes.
Yeah.
And you just bake at home. That already should tell you that there's a business opportunity right there.
Okay.
That's even before your documents of writing. So the business plans help. Investors, when they come, sometimes they want to see a business plan, but that is much later. Much later, yeah.
After you've actually confirmed that this is something that is
that
viable.
Works. Yeah.
All right. Felix is asking, is there a way I can Felix, is there a way I can legally avoid paying taxes? Felix, why, why do you want to be on the wrong side of the law? Anyway, Ken, this is for you. Answer us.
Well, right now, I think the law has introduced what is called the minimum tax on turnover. So if you sell shoes worth 10,000 shillings, the law requires you to pay 3% of that turnover. So 3% of 10,000 shillings would have to remit. I would say, because people complain about KRA and taxes, but KRA can be a nightmare when you are a business that has been avoiding it for a long time. One of the benefits of being a small business and you're doing small volumes, it means the taxes you're paying are not big. So even if you missed an opportunity, rectifying it is not a big deal. But if you're a mega company and you've not been making payments, KRA can just come and shut you down. So one of the big things about being a small business, one of the best things is your costs are so low. So yes, your revenues are low, but even your costs are also low. So if KRA says, hey, you've not been paying that 3% of 10,000, you can say, okay, I'll organize and pay. So start correct. When the amounts are low, start doing
there.
it. It's so bad for you to go 10 years and now you're as big as butter. You're big, but now KRA comes and tells you, now you're big and you've not been paying for 10 years.
Oh my
so
God.
Can you just write one check? And you're not able to write a check of...
Kill your business. That business you've been crying,
exactly.
you know.
So I always say, if you have to make mistakes, make them early.
Yeah.
When the costs are so low.
Okay.
In fact, sometimes people in strategy, they're saying, fail early. If you have to fail, fail early. And correct yourself early. Because the cost of making a mistake early on is so much smaller. And you can rectify it quicker. But if you try and avoid them for like 3, 4, 5 years,
they keep piling.
they'll come and now you have a business name that everybody recognizes, and now your bank account is frozen. So even if you start a new business name, guys are like, we don't know that. We know
this one.
Exactly. So start from a beginning. Even if it's that 3%, just make it. It's so much easier to start on the right foot.
Okay. All right. Keep your questions coming, guys. Brian is here saying, awesome and delicate topic in our current generation, and we are heading to a worse place. People wamekuwa internet maniacs. Very true, Brian. Viacom Entertainment is asking, how much money do I need to start a business?
Again, starting simple. A business can cost as much as you want it to cost. But if you look at the very basic documents, as I said, the marketing costs nowadays are free in terms of social media, in terms of registering a business, in terms of really getting KRA PIN. Nowadays, you go to any cyber cafe, they'll do it for you for free.
Yeah.
You'll just maybe or you do it on the bundles.
Yeah.
So the cost of starting a business is actually quite negligible. I think where the costs really start coming in is when you're expanding. But even the cost, when they're expanding, also your revenue is expanding.
True.
And that's unacceptable. But really starting it off, because some people say, what about office space? What about, sometimes you ask yourself, as an events company, how big, you're mostly at the company, you're mostly at the client location. So even what you need,
you don't need some of these things.
Really need that. So I think sometimes a business will cost as much as you want it to cost. If you want a high-end office in Westlands, you'll pay for that. If you want a small studio, so it's really up. And nowadays you have even these co-working spaces that are there that have made it even cheaper. So be resourceful. Do not, because sometimes you find some people have lost their jobs. So they've been given this package by the company. Because I've been working for 10 years.
The exit package.
The exit package. And the temptation is to go for that big office in Westlands. And everybody's working from home. So you find that big package you are given in 6 months.
It's gone.
It's gone, and you don't even have a single client. And that's why I keep saying, work on the prototype. The prototype is cheap. If the prototype works, expand. If the prototype is not working, keep working on the prototype.
Rework the strategy until it works.
Exactly. And it's so much cheaper to work on a prototype than to work on the big thing.
And I mean, we are in an era where you can work online. You work from home,
Pretty much.
deliver. There are so many companies that are actually running delivery services. So you're also creating employment opportunities for other biasharas as well.
Biasharas.
So it's not just you growing, you're also growing another ecosystem that's working around you. Okay. Guys, keep your questions coming. Keep them coming. We are loving them. Becky is saying she's loving the conversation. Thank you so much, Becky. And thank you so much for watching. And we are live on E_squared. So tell a friend to tell a friend. If you know someone who is actually trying to start a business, this is a conversation they should be chiming into and asking Ken here all the questions they need to ask. Free consultation, kabla ende. Where you maximize this opportunity. We have opportunities that the government has also been offering, like stimulus packages for youth to start businesses. Just I think it was this week or last week, I saw something about Mbele na Biz. The government was providing young youth-led businesses with money to start their businesses and grow their businesses. But they have some requirements, like you need to be in a group before you get. I don't think Mbele Biz was asking for that, but other organizations, I think like the Youth Fund or something, they ask for you to be in a group before they give you your first seed capital. How viable is that? What if I'm I want to start a business and I can't find 10 more people who share my vision? Aren't they acting as they are blocking some kind of development for the youth?
Yes and no. In the sense that first it depends on the business that you're doing. Remember, some businesses you might work as a sole proprietor. Some others you might work as partners or directors in a company. I think, first of all, it's good to have the information right. And the good thing is the government is trying to put these things on social media. So first of all is to go to the Twitter handles and start following all these things, understand, okay, this Mbele na Biz, what's the initiative, what's the handle?
Yeah.
So you start following. I think sometimes we follow so many unnecessary things.
I know.
And it's about time we start unfollowing things that are not necessary.
Actually, I know so many people were seeing, they were watching the Mbele na Biz and they were like, if you went to the NTV or KTN when they were running that story, a lot of people were like, where was this thing advertised? We are seeing it now, and 750,000 youth were sponsored for their businesses. How did people know about that? So that was the main complaint that I actually saw from the comment section.
Right.
Yeah, I think we follow too many unnecessary
we follow
people.
all these celebrities, and it's important. But you see, when you open like your Twitter handle for your business, as you've opened Josephine Events on Twitter, don't start following the things you follow as a person. Follow the things that are important
To your business.
to the business.
Yes.
Because sometimes you find there's a very gray line between your personal life
And
and
the
your business life. So you find in your business life, you're following Banner Boy, you're following all these things
Yeah.
that are not
that are not
really-
related to the business.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So ask yourself, and this is where you work with your social media person, follow the things around government, youth things. So follow Mbele na Biz.
Yeah.
Follow all the handles that are relevant. So at least once a week, you're always getting feeds. Because if you're
Updates,
following
yeah.
other relevant things, those things always disappear in the background. In fact, I think a business Twitter handle should be very strict on following the things that are only useful for the business. So you're
Yeah.
right. And the government has so many arms. You have the Youth Fund, you have the Mbele na Biz, you have the one they did with Centam, something for Vijana. So it's easy to forget them because there are so many.
Yeah.
It's easy to even confuse the requirements. So start following them on Twitter with your pen and paper, start diarizing or start, sometimes people say, I don't have a diary, I don't have time.
Our phones.
What I do sometimes is I sometimes WhatsApp myself.
Oh, wow.
I have
Okay.
my account
Yeah.
and I take notes. And I WhatsApp. It's so much easier because sometimes you're somewhere and you don't have your diary,
Yeah.
but you have important. So sometimes I actually WhatsApp important things. Then maybe on the weekend, I look at all the things that I WhatsApp myself. I'm like, oh wow, that was a good point. So sometimes be creative. And so say, I saw Mbele na Biz. Okay, this time I missed out, but maybe there's a next window in another 6 months.
Yeah.
I need to be ready.
Or
That's
another
6
grant
months.
that's being offered by another arm of the government.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you need to make time for the research for this. You need to say at least 1 hour in a week. I go on my Twitter page where I'm following the right things and see the updates.
Yeah.
Because nowadays government is really trying to make use Huduma Center, all these things. Follow all these things. Then you'll be able to get the information. Some will support you as a group, and it's up to you to ask yourself, are the other people as passionate? Because you don't want to bring in 10 people who hate events.
They'll kill your dream.
Yeah, exactly. They can't stand events.
Yeah.
In fact, they'll tell you events is the worst business. So you don't want naysayers on your group. But if you find there are a couple of friends who have never thought about it, they kind of like the idea of events, you can bring them in and you can drop them in. But the challenge again is, are they coming in as silent partners, or are they coming in as they want more? So it's important before you bring in, especially when the idea came to you alone. Sometimes the idea comes to you as a group.
Yeah.
It's naturally a group
Yeah.
idea. But if it came to you alone, it means you have to sell the idea. And if you're selling it to
all
somebody,
those 9 people. Yeah.
and I was just talking this morning to a friend of mine who had quite a nasty experience with a foreign investor who came in and really gave him a hard time in terms of the demands, in terms of, they were really, we talk of patient capital.
Yeah.
This was the most impatient of capital.
Yeah.
So also sizing I told him, wow, that was a nasty experience. They had to do a bit of arbitration. But I told him in future, try and even interview potential investors. You can have a friend and you love having pizzas together, but say, this is business. Actually, let me interview you next week, Monday. I know socially you've liked the concept, but now next
As
week,
a business
I need
partner,
to sit down with you as a business, and for 40 minutes, I interview you. I know you as a friend. And now I need to know you as an investor. What are your expectations? Like, I want to make $1 million in the first year. Already, that's a challenge, So sometimes I think we take what is happening in the social space almost directly to the business arena, but we find that brings a lot of mistakes. So even if it's a friend, you're bringing them on board, tell them, I need to interview you for 40 minutes or 1 hour, really now as a business to business, to see whether you're a good fit. Because you can be a good fit socially, but maybe not a good fit.
Otherwise, no.
So you need to have an interview and you say, based on the interview, I don't think you fit in. I still like you as a friend, but just based on where you want to go and where I want to go as a business, it's not matching. And you have to be open to this kind of conversations.
No hard feelings.
It's much better than 2 months later or 6 months later, you're all taking each other to court, and even your friendship is breaking apart.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Okay. Before we wind up this conversation, I think it would be unwise to wrap up without knowing what are the mistakes that young people make, apart from also not having the patience. What are the mistakes that a lot of young people are making in business today?
One of the biggest mistakes is lack of consistency. So yes, you said you want to be an events person, but I see you next week, you're already selling shoes. I see you the other week. So I think lack of, and a brand, you have to know a brand is a promise. So if somebody sees you as events, they want to see, even when they follow your pages, you're doing things of events, they want to see consistency. So one of the biggest challenges is because we are naturally multi-talented. So it's so easy to see, oh, wow, so-and-so has opened a bakery. I also now want to do a bit of bakery and a bit of events. So-and-so is good with music. Maybe I should also open. So I think consistency is one of another challenge that a lot of people face, lack of consistency. Then I think, so I've talked about maybe the patience. We've talked about lack of consistency. Maybe we also talked about your products. Are you constantly innovating? Sometimes people are not constantly innovating. Maybe the thing that attracted people to you first was you're innovative. You used to go to Gikomba and get the best. But now you're sending other people who are not getting
that, they're not spotting that uniqueness.
So they're like, oh, just we started so well, but nowadays the things are so mundane. And sometimes it's actually a problem of success. Because sometimes you find somebody, you become so successful, So Josephine Events is doing all the big events.
Yeah.
And your clients are coming to you and you don't want to say no, you don't have capacity. So you end up outsourcing it to somebody else.
Yeah.
And somebody else just ruins the experience, but they don't know you that you outsourced. So it spoils your brand.
You. Yeah.
Exactly. So I think that part of protecting your brand, sometimes it's okay to tell a client we are a bit overwhelmed and we push it to next week.
Yeah.
It's much better than you trying to outsource it, chini ya maji, then the experience is so bad, then they're coming for your neck.
Then the next day they are gone.
They are gone, exactly. So it's also good to tell clients to manage expectations that, yes, we love you. Thank you so much for coming. This week we are a bit overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And we only have like 3 bakers. So kindly can we be only accepting orders maybe 1 day before or 2 days. Clients appreciate that much more than you trying to call also. So I think sometimes that desire, and it goes back to the lack of patience.
Okay.
You want to make money
Now.
So you want to fulfill all the desires of the market without having the capacity. So you find your brand now starts collapsing. So that's also another very common. So it's almost like a problem with when you become successful in one area, because people are coming to you because you're good.
Yeah. Okay. And what would you say of, maybe I'm just giving a scenario here. I've woken up today and I've decided, well, I can't find a job. I've been jobless for 10 years, yeah? And going back to the biashara of selling clothes, because I didn't have even the capital, I decided to go to the bank and took a loan and then went and bought stock, but then barely kanichoma. So I have taken a hit there. I go back home, ask my mom for something she treasures, I sell it, or she loans it to me, something happens. Yeah, so you constantly, before your business even starts, it has gone negative. How do I come back from that? And was the mistake taking a loan from the bank first, or how do I even work around that situation?
Before you take a very big loan from a bank, it's very important that, as I say, going back again to the prototype, it's easy to get your 10K, 20K and to do something small and prove. If it's not working at that small scale, don't go and get $1 million from a bank, because you're actually setting yourself up for a disaster. So the patient capital you can get from your family and friends, if you can make it work there, then now it's easy to say, okay, you see, I did this and it's worked. So I can get a bit more. Maybe this time I can get 50K, 100. So go gradually. A lot of people go looking for that 1 million shilling loan, and the business model is still not clear. And banks are very impatient. So I keep saying, before you go to banks or big investors, use some people call it bootstrapping, the little funds that is available to you that is not very difficult to get. Use that, prove
can work with
it can work with that.
Okay.
And if you can't, ask yourself, okay, there's something wrong. Never go for big money when you've not proved yourself with the small money.
Yeah, never go for big money
when you've not proved
when
yourself.
You've not proved yourself. Yes,
with the small money.
And I think that's where a lot of us go wrong. You want to, prove I can get a loan from the bank, and probably you haven't even prototyped what your business is all about. Coming back to you guys on YouTube, Rebecca is asking, what are some of the businesses that young people can start with very little capital?
What are some of the businesses that young people can start? Well, you can start quite a bit. In fact, what we've talked about when you are prototyping, almost very many businesses.
Yeah.
Think of somebody who's into digital marketing. Let's say I want to be a digital marketer. I just want to be making nice posters.
On freelance basis.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What is the cost of making a poster? You ask yourself, and you'll find even online nowadays is free software.
Yeah.
I know there's one, I can't remember the name, but
Canva.
It's Canva.
Yeah.
Actually, our first logo, I designed it personally.
Yeah.
On Canva.
Yeah.
Before I could even build to getting a social media expert, we already had a logo, which I designed within less than half an hour.
Yeah.
On Canva for free. So what the brand guy will charge you for 10K,
You can do it yourself.
You can do it yourself.
You can learn Photoshop as well.
You can learn so a good entrepreneur should be able to roll up their sleeves and say, yes, you can get a logo for 10K, but Canva can give me something to shikilia this business until we can afford that social media guy who will just maybe add a few small things.
Yeah.
And Canva, by the way, it's amazing.
It
and
is.
stuff. So I think of the digital marketing expert. You make a logo. How much is it to make a poster? It's not very expensive. Actually, just your data bundles.
Yeah.
And maybe you are living in your parents' house. So there's no rent you're paying.
Yeah.
So really, the only cost maybe you have is your bundles. Then you can say, I'll be doing these things for schools. So you go to schools around here, go to Shepherd's Junior here, say, when you guys have a poster for an event, maybe
Call
doing
me.
it. Call me.
Yeah.
You do it and you say, okay, I'll be charging for this amount.
Yeah.
So you find you're already making profit at such a small scale that it's just people say, oh wow, Shepherd's Junior has really good posters. Who does for them? So Wanja and Kim now they come to you. Buruburu High School, they come. So it's really, again, doing the small thing well and allowing it to look good and make business sense before you scale up. So the cost of business, again, can be as expensive as you want it to be. That graphic designer could have, again, gone to the biggest office, gotten the latest MacBook, gotten the latest in subscription software, all things that you do not require now. So always ask yourself, what do I need now? Not what I'll need next year.
Yeah.
What do I need this week?
Okay.
Yeah.
Sawa sawa. Becky, I hope your question has been answered. Okay. Other businesses that we can...
I mean, I keep saying there are as many businesses as there are people and talents.
Yeah.
So it's somebody to really ask themselves, what is my talent? Maybe I like hair. Maybe I can start importing. We find the ladies who love weaves and wigs.
Yeah.
So they can do research and they say, everybody seems to be getting their weaves from this country. But from my research, I'm seeing this country
also has better weaves.
Exactly. So there are as many businesses as there are people and talents.
Yeah.
There is no limit. So the quick question, I always throw the ball back to their court is, what are your interests? What you just don't want to go into a business for the sake of making money. You also want to have a bit of passion. And you can always tell a business where the owner came purely to make money. There was no other desire besides making money. And you can tell somebody who actually has a passion. You can look at two schools, and one, the school owner really had no passion besides making profit.
Yeah.
But you can tell one who is really beyond making money, love education and cares.
Yeah.
So always throw the ball back to their court and say, what are your talents? What are the things that I ask give you goosebumps? What are the things that keep you excited?
Keep you awake at night.
Keep you awake.
Yeah.
Those are the best business. Because when you start businesses, it's tough. I won't lie to you. But when you're doing something that you have an interest, it really takes away a big chunk of that burden that you might face.
Okay.
But when you're in something that you're not really interested, then Kajo come and frustrate you. You say, I'm quitting.
You're done. You're like, hii maisha si yangu.
Because there's nothing else that you liked in that industry.
You were only gone for money.
Yeah.
Okay. High Pinches is saying very helpful information all through. Thank you so much, High Pinches. Rebecca is saying when running a service business, should you go for full-time staff or should you contract them when there's work?
Again, now that's part of management. A good manager should be able to balance supply and demand. So let's say you are running a catering business and you are really starting off. So you don't even have any client. It would be foolhardy to have full-time people and you don't even have a single client.
Yeah.
So it's good now you start identifying people and say, hey, let's do it on a gig by gig basis. And if people like you, and if you do it for 6 months, then maybe we can consider an internship, then a full-time. A lot of people really go to just getting a full-time. You find somebody, because you have no clients, somebody's idle.
Yeah.
And that's why I always say, try and balance the business with the supply and the demand side. When you get 2-3 clients, and they're every 2-3 months they're calling you, then you definitely need to start having full-time people. So it's about balancing the needs of the business and the demands of the market.
Okay. Wow. Well, this conversation can go on and on and on. I know there's so much, there's so much to cover in terms of business. I hope when we call upon you to come back, you'll be ready to, share with us this wealth of information that you have. But thank you so much for coming. My director is telling me to wind up this conversation. But thank you so much for coming to the show, and thank you for, Yani, I don't think this information was for my viewers. Some of it was for me also. I have learned so much. And I hope you guys back at home, wherever you're watching us from, that there's something that you'll be able to implement from what we have talked about today, and that will help you in growing your business, move from one point to another. We want all of us to excel, But thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's been
Yeah.
a pleasure to be here. Maybe one thing that I might have forgotten to say is once you've discovered your talent,
Yeah.
please make effort in developing it. Please make so you can have a natural talent, but if you can dedicate every day a few minutes to developing it,
Yeah.
it will make even your marketing easier in terms of getting clients.
Mhm.
So whatever you choose, try and nurture it
Yeah.
every day
Yeah.
so that it becomes really the natural point of marketing.
Okay. If anyone out there wants to reach you, maybe touch base with you on how to grow their business or how to run their business, is that possible? Can they reach you?
Absolutely. My
Yeah.
Twitter handle is at GICHINGA.
Mhm.
Our company handle is at Mentoria Econ.
Mentoria.
Mentoria Economics.
Uh-huh.
So you can find it on all the platforms. Just
Okay.
Google or Facebook.
Mentoria is MENTORIA.
Yeah,
Mentoria Economics.
exactly.
On Twitter.
On Twitter.
Uh-huh.
And our website is mentoria.co.ke.
Okay.
And from our website, you can find all our social media handles.
Yeah.
And we every Friday we have these discussions on KTN.
Okay.
So they can every Friday at 3 p.m. on a show called Business Today.
Okay.
We just look at events in the economy and business
Yeah.
every Friday on KTN News.
Okay.
So they can also be looking at that. And feel free to direct message me at kgishinga. My email is at kgishinga, kgishinga@gmail.com.
Mhm.
And so feel free. So many channels to reach me.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you guys have it. You have all the information that you need to reach Ken, and I hope you're going to reach out to him to, grow your business and thrive. Thank you so much, Ken.
Sansana.
All right, guys. I think you. Yes. But I hope you guys have learned as much as I have. I have totally learned so much from Ken and all that he's doing. So we'll switch gears kidogo and see how our artist is doing. I hope we're going to be unveiling the piece of art that has been done by our artist on the other side. Let's see what he has been up to. I can't wait to see this product. Hey, so much progress has. Oh, wow. Look at that, guys. That is so beautiful. Is that wildlife? That's wildlife I'm seeing, and some landscape in the horizon. So beautiful. Oh my God, I really need to have this in my house. That's really amazing. Loving the colors that he's using. Yeah, I told you guys we'll actually be unveiling the final product, and we are also going to be having a discussion with our artist for the day. So keep it here. I don't know if you guys have sent in any more comments or feedback. Let me just check it up. But we are live on E_squared TV, Viacom Entertainment. Oh, I had missed your comment. I actually saw you're showing fire. Thank you so much. The Tayana Foundation. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching. I think you guys are watching us from Kajiado. Thank you guys for watching. Yeah, I think I had read all your comments and your feedback, but keep them coming. So find us on our YouTube channel, E_squared TV. We are also on Instagram, on Twitter, Facebook, E_Square TV is where you'll find us on Instagram and Twitter, and on Facebook we are at Eastlands Expressions. So guys, keep this conversation alive. We want to hear about your experience, also about your business. How did you start your business? How has it been so far? What have you learned in your business journey that you would like to share with other young people? And what have you seen that a lot of young people are doing wrong in business? We want to hear from you, because this whole month we're going to be talking about business and how to excel and thrive in the business scene here in Kenya. We don't want to hear stories of, in 3-5 years that my business failed. Yet you had all this information. So keep this conversation alive as we get our artists. Is that what we are going for next? We are going to have a video playing shortly. Keep it here as I go and touch base with my artists on the other side of the studio.
Vat shinda kolo, mwanaume hapo toshi MC rudi moro. Baza hapa mtu anazileta ni mimi solo. Wacha hao mafala wakidrown ndani ya soro. Mkali wako mic, mini ugoro. Style hapa ni boom bap, sio zile za mayolo. Prince ya hao MC walai, bado ni holo. Ata ujite Christ online, bado siezi kufollow.
Nili hapa nita bow down to the best rapper. Nika bow down to the best rapper. Mi ndio best rapper, so mi ndio best rapper. So nika jibow down here. Na kasi kujui, please don't come down here. Waku show, mi ndio mdeli, mi ndio mkali wao. Unasikia, niko hapa, niko tu kwa hao. Uliza mtiso, anajua misi finje. Kila time nikikam, niko tu viso.
That for you?
Yeah. Yeah. Karibu Nairobi. Yeah. First of all, salute to Kiongos 047, the nigga with the sauce is the boss of this dope. A city of goals, as a city be copy, but oops, wamelos. Katika hii, kata wenu road na day luko road, ukikimbiza noti. Kaime kubamba chunisha kwa ploti, kiateka kiteta, mpige kinotis ni N-man. Nina washwa, kana form nipeleke na rada. Ishatoka job kwa walenjeni makapa. Friday Nairobi ni siku ya kukata. Kiwa mtahani kwa baka nisani, kendi mebisha tukate konyagi kanyamchom, tuchanganye marangi tuzikwende ataka uko na manzi. Hey, karibu Nairobi, karibu Nairobi, karibu Nairobi. Hey, karibu Nairobi.
Mbugi ni gani? Mbugi ya D. Jeshi ni gani? Yo, imebidi tu nibonge sababu daily naumia mawazo. Kwangu imekuwa bad kusema kweli siwezi handle. Nimejawa na mawazo naona nikipata hata depression. Karibu home, karibu ghetto, tulikuwa survivor. Mimi nataka mani daily kenye mimi nilipitia hadi wa leo naumia ndani walai vita kila wakati. Kulala ni shida, kupata kidogo alhamdulillah amina. Cheku kuskuru homa rapa na wapea ka dosage. Mimi kuina wengine na wonyesha kidole. Ninapenda na few nusu mwaka mtani budu kama goddess. Buda sezi argue marapa kunitusi wombo ke Johnny Tafa shufala wana content wanataka tu.
Baza hapa ni fat shinda kolo, mwanaume hapo toshi MC rudi moro. Baza hapa mtu anazileta ni mimi solo. Wacha hao mafala wakidrown ndani ya soro. Mkali wako mic, mini ugoro. Style hapa ni boom bap, sio zile za mayolo. Prince ya hao MC walai, bado ni holo. Ata ujite Christ online, bado siezi kufollow.
Nili hapa nita bow down to the best rapper. Nika bow down to the best rapper. Mi ndio best rapper, so mi ndio best rapper. So nika jibow down here. Na kasi kujui, please don't come down here. Waku show, mi ndio mdeli, mi ndio mkali wao. Unasikia, niko hapa, niko tu kwa hao. Uliza mtiso, anajua misi finje. Kila time nikikam, niko tu viso.
That for you?
Yeah. Yeah. Karibu Nairobi. Yeah. First of all, salute to Kiongos 047, the nigga with the sauce is the boss of this dope. A city of goals, as a city be copy, but oops, wamelos. Katika hii, kata wenu road na day luko road, ukikimbiza noti. Kaime kubamba chunisha kwa ploti, kiateka kiteta, mpige kinotis ni N-man. Nina washwa, kana form nipeleke na rada. Ishatoka job kwa walenjeni makapa. Friday Nairobi ni siku ya kukata. Kiwa mtahani kwa baka nisani, kendi mebisha tukate konyagi kanyamchom, tuchanganye marangi tuzikwende hata kaa uko na manzi. Hey, karibu Nairobi, karibu Nairobi, karibu Nairobi. Hey, karibu.
Mbugi ni gani? Mbugi ya D. Jeshi ni gani? Yo, imebidi tu nibonge sababu daily naumia mawazo. Kwangu imekuwa bad kusema ukweli siwezi handle. Nimejawa na mawazo naona nikipata hata depression. Karibu home, karibu ghetto, tulikuwa masurvivor. Mimi nataka amani daily kenye mimi nilipitia hadi wa leo naumia ndani walai vita kila wakati. Kulala ni shida, kupata kidogo alhamdulillah amina. Check yo kuskuru homa rapa na wapea ka dosage. Mimi kuina wengine na wonyesha kidole. Ninapenda na few nusu mwaka mtani budu kama goddess. Buda sezi argue marapa kunitusi wombo ke Johnny Tafa shufala wana content wanataka tu free verse. Taki hiyo nonsense leta nusu mita. Hii ni kamba kwingine wata hate watakas bila reason. Taka tu give chika check really class. Hadi teacher nimekuja kusaka.
Okay, we are back, guys, and we have an amazing artist here in studio. Amemaliza the artwork. We're going to be showing it very soon. Karibu sana Michael. Michael Damon.
Michael Damon.
Michael Damon.
Ndio.
Karibu sana kwa studio. Michael has a studio called Alkebulan Art. Now ulikuwa unaniambia something to do with the original name ya Africa. Niambie hiyo jina.
Alkebulan Art was the original name for Africa.
Alkebulan?
Yeah, it's the original name for Africa. Ukisoma history, Africa li name after Amerigo Scipio Africanus. Alafu Amerigo li name Amerigo, I can't remember the other guy, but li name after our European colonizers. So mimi nikama kutumia the original name for Africa. Alkebulan inamaanisha Garden of Eden ama the mother of all mankind.
Okay. Sawa. Alkebulan.
Yes.
That's how it's pronounced.
Yes.
Alkebulan.
Yes.
Karibu sana Michael. Kabla tuanze your interview about your art pieces, ulianza, maybe you can start telling us how you started art. Ulianza paint lini and background yako kidogo tu. Background kidogo.
Nililelewa mji wa Mombasa. Mji huo sinajua Mombasa ni place ya drugs. Sasa nilipata naweza chora nikiwa mtoto. Nilikuwa na practice wakati tulikuwa Daro, tulikuwa tunachora juu coast, unajua ni meli nimezoea kuona mabot. Sasa hizo ndio tulikuwa nachora na makatuni. Akina Super Striker. Hiyo time akina Penzi Hatari. Tausi. Hizo enzi akina Jackie Chan, Predator. Tulikuwa tunachora tukiwa mtoi.
Okay, ulidiscover unajua kuchora ukiwa mtoi, how old?
Naweza sema I think mtu akifika 5 years ndio anaanza kujijua. But nilijipata tu naturally na flow.
Kuna mtu yoyote nyumbani huwa anafanya hii kazi?
Hii ilitoka kwa grandmother. Grandmother yangu alikuwa na weave, hivi chondo. So I think ilitoka kwake juu pia kuichondo ama embroidery hizi makazi za mkono za kushona. Pia ni part ya art.
Yeah, it's art.
Yeah.
Okay. So how did that grow? Alafu primary school. Were you nurtured? Kuna walimu walikuwa wanawafunza art or sasa ukaendelea tu kujifunza as you grew?
Shule nilisomea kulikuwa na art and craft na music primary.
Bado ulikuwa hiyo enzi?
Sasa nilipata ilikuwa
kufanya art and craft. Hata mimi nilifanya art and craft.
Na music. Sasa vile Kibaki aliingia akazingoa karibu form. Sasa mimi nikaboeka. Sasa kitu ilikuwa inaniokoa ni hizi art competition kama Q art competition. Hii competition wildlife kama WCK na Giraffe Center. Sasa hizo competition ndo zilikuwa zina nini. After that nikaenda high school nikapata art and design shule nikaisoma. Alafu after that nikakuja kusomea BIFA. BIFA nilikuja kufanya graphic design. Juu ndo mtu hawezi kupaint. You must have knowledge of Illustrator, Photoshop and design. Client anaweza kutumia picha kuambia niunganishe hizi picha alafu uchore. Sasa kama una skill, lazima pia unaweza jitengenezea business card, unaweza jitengenezea receipt kama invoice. Vitu hizo basic knowledge hizo. Lazima uko nayo entrepreneur skill ndio uweze pia kuthrive kwa art industry ama hii creative industry.
Okay, na wazazi nyumbani wamekuwa wakisupport at yako right from when you were in primary school?
Yes. Babangu alikuwa ananunulia drawing books.
Yeah.
Sikuwa na kaziwa. Najua kitambo hiyo ulikuwa ukipatikana ukichora unaambiwa ni mzee wa bangi.
Ndio, like hiyo time hakukuwa na hii creativity ya creative space ati creative industry kama tuko nayo sasa hivi.
Ama ukipatikana na dread unaambiwa wewe. Lakini at least wameimprove siku hizi hakuna hiyo.
Na walimu wakipata ukichora kwa vitabu zao wanakufukuza class. You know, that used to happen a lot.
Yes.
At least kuna watu walipata hiyo time ya kunata talent yako na ku-encourage.
Ndio.
So ukaanza kuchora, and when did you go commercial?
Commercially about art.
Yeah,
I think ilianza nikiwa bifa. Wakati watu walikuwa wananiambia unaweza nichora hii portrait na ngapi? 3 ya A3. Unafanya unamaliza ndio unachukua 4 hours ama 5 hours. Kama ziko detail sana unaweza chukua siku 2. Unafanya kazi yako na unapata mshahara wako.
So for the people who hawaelewi bifa nini? Bifa ni
Buruburu Institute of Fine Arts.
Okay. Sawa. So unaambia watu 3, 2, ulikuwa na, how do you rate a piece of work? Like a piece of work, unaambia mtu hii itakuwa 3,000, hii itakuwa 5,000. Una rating aje?
Una rate according na ile time unachukua, alafu una pia quality of the work, kuna material used, quality of the work na time. So unapata with the time nini quality pia unaenda improve juu as an artist huwezi sema tu umefika mwisho. Lazima uende ukilearn juu art ni infinite. Ni kama infinite universe. So with the time hata vitu za art kama brushes, paints zina increase bei, na most paints zenye tunatumia na brushes ni za kuimportiwa, zinatoka German, zinatoka England, US. So napata pia bei inaenda kuongezeka. Kama hiyo maybe 2016 ama 2014 ilikuwa nalipisha 3,000 ama 4,000. Hizi lipisha the same. Na sasa hizi naweza lipisha 5k ama 6k ama 7k. Na pia itategemea na client. Unajua pia client unamruhusu ajitetea. Asipojitetea pia ni sawa.
Okay, unapatanga clients aje? How do you source for clients? Uko na arts?
Through referrals wenye nimefanya clients wenye nimefanya kazi, kama family friends ama social media kama Facebook, Instagram. Ndio.
Okay. How is that going for you? Kama biashara, kusource clients wako kutoka kwa family, referrals, is it working for you as a business?
Ina work, although sometimes challenges up and downs lazima zikue. Wengine wanadhania art tu ni hobby. Yet hao wenyewe realize art ni pia ni biashara.
Biashara.
Ukiangalia hata kila kitu yenye tunanunua, magari, masimu, nini, hizo vitu zote zilitengenezwa na artist. Hata nyumba ilichorwa
kwanza kabla ijengwe.
Sawa, kila kitu ni art. So unaweza sema ni poa tu promoteane.
How do you feel ukiambia mtu ati kama hii art is maybe 10, 20,000, alafu anakuambia hey boss, hiyo ni pesa mob, hapa utachora hii kitu na 2 minutes na umalize, alafu unaniambia nilipe 50,000, 60,000 for it? Why? How do you feel watu they don't appreciate the time that you put in your art?
Mara kwanza nilikuwa na feel vibaya, but vile nilikuja kuzoea na video unamwambia kila kitu iko na worth yake. Kama wewe ni worth ni sawa pia. Ukienda kununua, wakati unaenda kununua simu 50k, si uliona worth ya simu. So kama umeona hujaona worth ya kazi yangu ni sawa pia. Mwingine ataona worth yake, ataona the good side.
Okay, as a business, wacha nirudi kwa side ya biashara, because that's what we are looking at for today's episode. Art, is it appreciated here in Kenya? And do businesses in art thrive as they should, in your opinion?
Nowadays zimeanza kuimprove. Sika kitambo unajua watu walikuwa na dharau, but sasa hizi vile watu wameanza pia social media na nini, watu wameanza kuona importance. Na unajua kitambo before simu zikuje, selfie huko unachukua selfie, ulikuwa unaambia onda na msee unakaa hapo unachorwa. Sasa unapata hiyo time art ilikuwa nini challenging. Sasa hizi at least imeanza kuthrive. Na pay technology imetusaidia in a way. So pia kuna vile in a way pia imetuharibia market. Jumsee unaweza mwambia badala nchora 5k siari nipigwe selfie.
True.
Lakini wenye wanajua worth ya art kuna difference ya kamera na kuna difference kitu imechora na mkono.
Yeah.
Yote hiyo kamera ya watu wanasema wanapiga selfie. Hiyo kamera ni artist alikaa chini akachora, akatengeneza hizo, akachora hizo lens akacalculate ikiingiana.
Yeah.
So naweza sema art inaenda ikiendelea poa with the time. Although bado ijafika ile mali inafaa, but hizi ni better kuliko kitambo.
Na nini huwa inafanya saa zingine unaenda kwa an exhibition unapata an artist will charge 20,000 between 20 to 60,000 or 100,000 for something, and then you go to in the same exhibition something almost similar, mtu ana charge $1 million for it. Nini nafanyanga prices za art kuwa that different?
Itategemea kama ni mtu ni beginner anaweza anza na 20. Kama mtu ni beginner hujajulikana, juu jina yako inajulikana sana, pia the more the price. Ni kama huwezi compare Tecno na Oppo ama Infinix na Samsung, ama huwezi compare.
Ukweli.
So lazima jina yako imesambaa pia.
Yeah.
Kuna vile unaweza charge, alafu pia na clients. So lazima uangalie pia ile market una target.
Yeah.
Kama ukicharge 15 to 20 ama 30 ama 60, pia unajua unaweza kuona target pia local clients, juu hizo watu pia itategemea na message iko ndani.
So umesema ulianza kufanya hii biashara lini?
Ilianza kufanya
2014
wakati nilikuwa shule, ndo nilikuwa najilipia nayo fees, juu kuna time pesa ilikosekana, sasa ikabidi nikafukuzwa shule mara kadhaa juu ya fees.
Yeah.
Nikapiga hustle tena nikarudi hadi nikamaliza.
Okay, so ukamaliza after you finish school ndio ukaweza kuregister na kuanza uka decide this is what you want to do for the rest of your life.
Hii ndio nitafocus.
Yeah. That was after school.
Yes.
Kuregister business as in isimame peke yake kama biashara. Okay. So pengine kuna artist pale nyumbani. What are the steps ulichukua kuanzisha hii biashara yako? Uliregister, alafu from there how has it grow aje?
Currently sija register, but niko in the process. Juu lazima uregister, lazima ufike certain level. Ni kujipanga tu pole pole, vile tu businessman amekuwa hapa akisema kwanza lazima ikuwe rough kwanza. Zini kwa much, yani kwa huko nini, but ndio ujijue vizuri kwa stabilize.
Yeah.
Sasa with the time hata hii mwaka sidhani kama mwaka itaisha kama sija register.
Okay.
So kama ni artist kwa nyumbani, wazazi naweza sema mwanzo wazazi wasiwakazie watoto sana. Wako at least wana bio materials, na pia wanapewa encouragement in terms of discipline. Juu as an artist lazima uko discipline, ama kwa any career main field. Discipline lazima. So naweza sema wazazi walilia watoto wao materials, kama ni ama kwa kuwasaidia in way or another advice. Kama ni wenye kwa high school na nini, wasiwakazie eti washinde, juu saa zingine hata masomo ya siku hizi. Unamaliza shule uko na PhD, uko na hizo certificate zote, ma degree, na una kazi.
Na hazikusaidia.
Sometimes kwa gazeti niliona jamaa amesomea law. Ilibidi alirudia.
So I think that's also a win. Government imejaribu kusaidia kurudisha hiyo talent tulikuwa nayo tukifanya art and craft. You know. So back to bado nataka kurudi kwa biashara. Nataka kuelewa hii biashara ya art huku Kenya. Kuna changamoto ume mention, material is expensive.
Material is expensive, your tax, vitu kama hizo. Kasa hizi tax imeongezwa mara 2 juzi tu
for your artwork, the materials for that use for your art.
Juzi nimeenda kununua rangi fulani ya fabric inaitwa burnt amber. Ilikuwa tu na dhao moja, nikasema nitaenda town ninunua canvas na nini. Nimeingia tu textbook center hivi, pata hii rangi ni 500. Nikanunua brush 3. Kwenda hivi na naregeshwa 50 na ndio niaje. Any economy inaenda tu. Pia tax ina contribute.
Okay, so hizo equipment au materials zenyu, tax, what are the challenges ndio mna face nyinyi kama artists?
Challenges zingine pia itategemea pia na market ama client vile mtasikizana. Alafu zingine pia personal, kuna zingine ni personal challenge. Zingine pia kama hujadishi huwezi chora. Ni kama gari haina mafuta, gari haina mafuta itaenda kweli?
Haiwezi.
Na vitu kama hizo. Alafu pia naweza sema challenge pia inataka artist wengi. Niko na kuna artist mabest wengine kuanga nao wanapenda miadarati. Kitu pia inaribu artist. Miadarati na wanawake. Hiyo ni kitu naweza ambia artist waachane nayo. Kama wanataka ku succeed, miadarati na madem kando.
Yeah.
Eh.
Focus na
focus
chenye
na
unafanya.
vision yako hiyo ni kitu reality nisha experience.
Yeah. Okay. Sawa. Hakuna challenges zingine zenye umeacha? Space is there?
Ziko kama space, unajua keja yenye unatumia sometimes, alafu unajua ukiwa lazima pia artist uko na keja pa, so maybe unaweza umeanza chini.
Yeah.
Sasa umeanza chini, inaweza tegemea, so inabidi hiyo ndio yenye unapata una save. Juu pia ndio biashara pia succeed kama artist ama mtu yote anataanza any kind of business, lazima tu develop your saving culture. Nilisikia Uhuru akisema juzi, ingawa sisikizangi news lakini hiyo kitu nilisikia Uhuru alisema saving culture, iliniguza.
Important. Very important.
Hata kama ukipata dhao save 200, kesho ukipata dhao nyingine 200 ama 500 according to vile unaweza. With time within a reach 6 months ama 1 year. Unapata kama uko na hiyo business plan yako ama hiyo plan ama hiyo draft maalum draft, unaweza take over. La pia kama vile tu businessman amekuwa hapa akisema unatafuta mtu mwenye ameko kwa industry
ndio akumenta akuonyeshe ropes venye.
Na pia hao mamente pia anaweza sema kama mtu anataka kugrow pia kule, usimkataze. Juu anaweza kuja kusaidia baadaye wakati huko chini. Unajua Kenya tunafanya tabia ama Afrika, ukiona mwanzako akisucceed unataka kumweka chini. Yetu ukipata na shida unataka kwenda kumuomba. Ipasi kwa hivyo tunapaswa watu wachoro ya wivu, tusaidiane kama mabrother.
Na hiyo hata si concern by the a lot of artists wenye tumeleta hapa, hata artists, musicians, that is the thing. Wote wanasema hapa, watu wanapenda uchoyo sana ukunje. Ni mimi na mimi. Sitaki kuona ukigrow, sitaki kuona ukiexcel kudiliko. And that is something I think we have echoed over and over here on this space. And it's a cry for so many of us in the creative space. A lot of people have cried out about this very concern. Hakuna Saturday inakosa watu kusema the same thing over here. Okay, in terms of opportunities, kuna opportunities more kama for you guys out here, exhibitions or opportunities to show your art to the world, not just here as Kenyans. Kuna opportunities more?
Opportunities iko kama saizi juzi nimeona big wameka post wakasema wenye watachora number 1 atapewa around $2,000, number 2 $1,000, number 3 $500. Hiyo competition ta participate, ni try my luck, naonekana nitawini, ni Africa. Alafu pia kuna nyingine nimeona ya Oppo Reno 5 wanasema either atapewa simu ama 200k. So naona opportunity kama hata hizi ma competition unaona ngazi na kongo kwa Facebook, sijui Tecno ameweka nini, unapewa doa ama unaambiwa fanya hivi. Hiyo ni poa juu ukipata doa kama ulikuwa unataka ku create business yako sasa finance, unapata hiyo ni addition. Ukiangukia hiyo doa inakusaidia ku create your platform. Alafu pia hii art is not about kufanyia client kazi. Ukiangalia the history of Africa, kuna a lot of art kama pyramid za kina Queen Tutu, akina Horus. Ukiangalia kina Benin, the Great Wall of Benin 4 times larger than China. Ukiangalia kuna Aksum Kingdom Ethiopia, kuna Mwende Mutapa Kingdom na kuna Buganda Kingdom. Hizo zote ni history art. Ukiangalia majuu akina Michelangelo, hizo history of Rome. Huko hizo zote iko na art. So art ni pia ni kupass message. Kama vile unaweza chora msee kama simu, unaona siku hizi watu wamekuwa mazombi, unapata kila mtu ako kwa simu.
Exactly.
So unapata pia ni poa tuchore kazi zenye mtu akipost, si eti ni about money. Pesa tu ni poa, lakini usiwoshi pesa sana. Lazima pia tufanye artwork zenye mtu akiangalia hivyo anaweza change mentality yake ama lifestyle yake. Yaani inaweza educate, yenyewe anasema yenyewe hii kitu nimekuwa nikifanya na huyu jamaa amechora, itabidi nimeacha. Lazima ni find the way. Ni find your part, your light.
Na hata venye umemention all those places, also the fact that art ndio imesaidia ku preserve your history.
Exactly.
Your culture pia we actually see it through art. Yeah, very, very true. So coming back to what you are drawing, maybe you can hold it up for us. We see what you were drawing. Tell us what bit about this artwork that you have just done. Indio, this is the piece of artwork that he started. We saw the white canvas when the show was beginning, and you've been seeing us making progress as the show was going on. So, yeah, I told you we will reveal the final product, and here it is, a very, very beautiful piece of art maybe you can tell us about it. What was the inspiration behind it? Yeah.
In inspiration yangu ni is all about Africa, but under the sun. Vile Africa unaweza enda tu kwa kasa hizi ukiangalia vile jua inawaka. Wakati jua imewaka unaona kila kitu clear.
Yeah.
Na una think vizuri juu hiyo ni light.
Yeah.
Sika usiku. Si Africa ni watu tunaishi under the sun. Ukiangalia all continents, of which Africa is the largest continent, ama alkebilana. Sun imepita kwa equator hapa katikati.
Yeah.
Ukiangalia Europe huko majuu, huko kuna kuangani sino weather ni mbaya. Sasa huko kwetu kila kitu kwa balance.
Yeah.
Sasa hizi wana experience yote time ya nini kuna kuwa najua. So unapata kila kitu ina machua poa, as in everything is going well. Under the sun. Hii picha nakumbuka nikiwa high school ilikuwa time lesson ya mathematics, na mimi mathematics nilikuwa na mama x na mawai. Sasa nilikuwa nimeichora kwa buku.
Yeah.
Mwalimu akifunza. Sasa nikasema acha nikumbuke from memory. Juu nilichora from memory nikiwa high school, nikasema acha nirudie tena.
It has taken you back.
Nikakumbuka
school days.
Nilikuwa form 4.
And on the big 5 almost all of them here.
Yeah.
The big 5 that we are known for in the mountain. Oh, this is so beautiful.
Yes.
So beautiful. So for such a piece of art, yeah, how much will you charge this?
Saizi kama hii A3 inaweza lipisha around 5,000. Na hii juu nimefanya kwa paper, itafremiwa. Ikifanywa kwa canvas kama hii.
Hii ni canvas.
Hii ni canvas. Hii ni sasa tuifanye kwa A3, itakuwa ina frame, itakuwa hivi unless sasa uweke ile frame ya nje.
Okay. All right. So hii ni umesema 5,000.
5,000 A3 size.
Just because it is on a paper. Lakini ukiuza kwa client unaiframe vizuri.
Lazima iframe presentation.
Okay. All right. And for what is right here behind us, let me hold this for you as you talk to us about this one. Inanikumbusha ushago. Yeah. Yani that's maisha ya ushago, yani chilled out. Unaamka, hewa ni safi. There's so much green. Kuna karive pale, unakunywa maji ya mto. Hapa nyuma pengine kuna ng'ombe ziko hapa nyuma. You know, it just gave me those vibes. I just want to go back to Shag. So maybe talk to us about this and what inspired you to.
Kitu ili inspire ni vile nilioneo nature, vile Africa ni supu, alafu vile jua ina rise. Na jumi sijalelewa Ocha sana, sisema niko na experience ya Ocha, ni vile ilinibamba sana kuona ni paint kudepict hiyo vile Ocha kuna kani vile ni kusupu. Azina inakukumbusha vitu mingi.
Ushai visit place na hivi, so you drew it from memory or
visit nikienda wakati naenda matrip kama uko Laikipia, nimeona ma places zinakaa hivi. Ma place kama huko Laikipia, huko before ufike Laikipia hapa Murang'a wapi na Nyuki.
Actually Murang'a
kuna kuanga hivi Limuru. Ama ukienda Masai Mara unapata ma places Kericho.
So beautiful. So beautiful. So okay, for this one, tell us how do you price this?
Inaweza price 50,000 Kenyan shilling and above.
50. Wow. Hey, okay.
Na saizi hiyo ni pia saizi ikifika next year itakuwa imepanda. Hata ni kama
appreciate.
Hata ni kama wine, the more inakaa quality inaongezeka.
The quality goes up. Oh wow, this is so beautiful. So where do you sell these pieces of art?
Inaekanga kwa social media, sometimes unaweza andika for sale. Ndio maybe kama unaweza pata potential client, unaweza kosa kupata client, sasa unajua art ni about patience. Huwezi post hizi atu useme tu unataka hiyo dosa hiyo. Lazima ukungoje. Lazima ufanye kazi mingi. Kama ni kila wiki ama after every 1 month una post. Within 3 to 4 years utapata at least mtu kuna mseme kwa kiwatch artwork zako anaweza buy, lakini akasema kwanza acha ngoje. So maybe amengoja akaona yenyewe umse akona kazi na naweza buy kazi yake na niweke kwa nyumba.
I can see this beautifully sitting in my house. It's so beautiful.
Bado sijamaliza.
Na haijaisha.
Nilianza last year mwezi wa 8. Juu kuweka details kama hizi ndogo ndogo inachukua time.
The tea, is it, that's tea or coffee? That's tea.
Hapa ni hizi ni mahindi, maharagwe.
Huku chini kwa
Alafu hizi pia ni vitu kama hizo bado. Alafu na hiyo landscaping. Hata huku bado sija ninachukuanga time. Jukuweka hii detail, inachukuanga time. Lazima uende pole pole. Hata zingine unaweza chukua 6 months ama 1 year.
Oh wow. Hiyo umesema ulianza lini?
Last year mwezi wa 8.
Wow. Okay.
Ni pole pole.
Patience. Patience. Artists, you need patience. Si unakaa kwa canvas unafikiria okay, in 2 days utakuwa umemaliza na umeuza.
Ingawa itategemea ni watu gani. Zingine kama abstracts ama za client ndio maybe utakuwa haraka kulingana kama
timeline umepewa.
Kama umepewa siku 3 ama wiki, inabidi una wako ndio upate time ya kuframe, kufanya nini hizo, kudeliver.
Hey, beautiful. Na niliona ile anime iko pale nje. Hiyo imeisha?
Hiyo iliisha.
Hiyo imeisha. It's a complete artwork. Okay, so how much will that go for?
Hiyo itakuwa 5,000.
Okay.
Yes.
So anime fans, I'm sure you saw that piece of artwork. It looks so nice. Nilipenda the detail on it. It looks really amazing. Yeah, thank you so much. It's here. I love that. So this is canvas.
Yes, canvas.
Then you hold it.
Piece of wood.
Oh, okay.
Cypress or pine.
Yeah. Why those specific trees?
Ziko light na ziko strong. Ni kama kind of aluminum, but ni light lakini strong.
Yeah.
Si heavy.
Okay. And it can hold easily kwa wall.
Yes.
Haiwezi anguka tu ovyo. This is so nice. This is really such a beautiful piece of work. Okay. Thank you so much. Kabla I let you go, do you feel kama artists here in Kenya, the government in our support ilivyo?
Government, naweza sema government sometimes unajua tu gava vile inakwanga tu. Sometimes unajua gava saa zingine wanaweza taka wafanye kitu wasaidie, lakini wanangoja time ya siasa, lakini after wameelect watu wanasahau vijana. Alafu pia most wapendangi vijana waendelee juu. Gava ikitesema vijana, si tunasema tunataka leaders. Au leaders wakifanya vituko, si tutafuata hiyo mienendo. So unapata wanapaswa consider vijana pia. Juu pia si ndio tutakuwa the next leader. Juu si eti watakapo milele. Pia wanapaswa watreat watu vizuri. Watreat yani kila mtu, si artist peke yake. At least wasaidie watu everywhere. Kama ni mtu ana fees wakuja nini, wakuja walipie mtu fees nini, yani wa support kila mtu, hata watu wazae wenye wana kazi wasaidie. Kama ni manyumba kwa jengea nini ama kwa fund kila kitu. Kama wanataka Kenya iende mbali. Na kitu kingine pia naweza sema gava inahitaji tu iachane na mambo koloni. Tuachane tu koloni, tutakuwa koloni. Juu koloni hakuna mahali watatupeleka.
True.
Tuko independence 1963 mpaka saizi we are still under the European. We are not supposed to be under European. Napenda hiyo take Magufuli alitake on coronavirus. So mimi nasema gava waji detach with the United Nations and hizo nations waachane nazo. To focus on ourselves, Africa tujidevelop. Juu kiangalia saizi lazima tu import vitu kutoka nje. Mimi naandanga hapa Kariobangi kila wakati kutengeneza frame. Watu ni creative. Naona watu wana dismantle gari, wanatengeneza kitu kingine, hizi kitu za chipo. Watu wanaweza tengeneza engine. It's time for Kenya watu waanze kutengeneza magari. Watu waanze kutengeneza mastand kama hizi ama hizi makamera, electronic, kila kitu tuko tunajitengenezea. Si hatuhitaji
kuzileta kutoka nje.
Na tuseme eti that tusimport vitu kutoka nje. Tunaweza trade nao Simba, lakini vitu most tunapaswa kujifanyia ndio pia sisi tuweze kusaidika. Kama ni agriculture, sisi tuko tunaweza jisaidia wenyewe kwa wenyewe. Tuhitaji kuimport sukari kutoka nje ama unga. Hapa wenyewe hapa jua vile inawaka vizuri. Maji kwa hapo Kenje na hapo Kidaruma dam, hiyo maji ni mingi sana na kuna mtu anaweza lala njaa. So anaweza sema it's time for Africa. Hata sasa unasikia PLO Lumumba anasema Africa must wake up.
It does.
Africa must wake up. Akina Joshua Maponga anasema Africa must wake up. Ndio maana Gaddafi aliuliwa kwa nini? Because he wanted to wake up Africa Kiblan, but because of the colonial system yenye imetuingia. Tunahitaji tuachane na western culture, to focus Kikuyu culture, African culture, Masai culture, Luo culture, Congolese culture, Nigerian culture.
Africa.
Africa for Africa. Africa to Africa, to uplift, tuachane na hizo machuki zenye tunachukiana, tujiinue.
All right. Uko na passion. You're so passionate about Africa. I love that. I love that. And I'm so happy that you depict it in your art.
Yes.
So mtu anataka reach out, where can we get your art? Where can we reach out to you?
Anaweza reach out hapa Buruburu phase 1 na naweza ukiangalia hapa kuna contacts hapa
Instagram and Facebook.
Hii namba iko WhatsApp, unaweza ni text anytime kwa WhatsApp. Alafu kuna Facebook handle na Instagram.
Okay.
Hapo
Alkebulan Arts on Facebook, Instagram, Alkebul _art. Now the number is there on WhatsApp. You can also find him 075-0800-190. Asante sana for coming to the show, and thank you so much for your passion uko nayo for Africa. I hope a lot of more young people can carry that passion, and even in their work that they do.
Yes.
Asante sana for coming to E-Squared.
Karibu.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, you can just walk. Ladies and gentlemen, wow, this has been such an action-packed show. Where is my co-host? Co-host wangu, karibu sana. Kwani unaogopa stage?
Ai.
Kwani unaogopa stage?
Ai.
Yeah?
Naona wasa wanakachora hapa manze. Na kafiti
50,000.
5,000.
50.
50.
50, 50, 5,000, 50,000. This one is the one that's 5,000.
Hii ni 50,000 na ijaisha.
Yeah.
Ikiisha ni so.
Heshimu artists. Heshimu artists. This is a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. Yeah.
Anasema lazima ikuwe na detail.
Na haijaisha, hizo details ndizo hazijaisha, but wow. Guys, this has been an action-packed show. It has been so informative. Wewe umelan, mimi nimelan vitu mob sana. I hope for biashara yako sasa we are going to see you grow.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. You have gotten so many notes from Ken about your business. Mimi nilikuwa na and we have shared all the contacts for all the artists who have come here, and even Mr. Ken, who has shared with us his business insights. So we are really so grateful that you guys got the time to hang out with us. We normally say E-Squared is a hangout. It's just a hangout. It's a youth hangout. Na unakuja ku hangout na pia una learn kitu, si ndio?
Yeah, you experience a lot of things.
Yeah, you experience so much. Yeah. Yeah. Sijui kama kuna comments nimemiss. Sitaki kumiss any comments from you guys or feedback. I don't know. All right. I have actually seen. Yeah. There are actually some comments. Caroline is saying great art there. Yes, very beautiful art.
Nice.
Pinches anasema amazing work. Moto. Pinches anasema this is a true definition of raw talent.
Yeah.
Very, very true.
Yeah.
Ian anasema, do we have schools for art in Kenya? And oh my God, I missed this question. But yeah, he actually mentioned BIFA, Buruburu Institute of Fine Arts.
We should have actually.
Yeah, and this is where our artists actually studied. And I'm sure there are so many schools, there are other schools that are offering art. If we are actually going to find out and share that information here on our YouTube channel. And Viacom Entertainment is saying the Tayana Foundation presents a charity donation event that will take place at Grace Nanana. I hope nimesoma poa. Nanana, Kajiado County. Okay. The sole aim of the event is to help create more awareness on the effects of FGM. Okay. Thank you so much, Tayana Foundation. Asante sana. Thank you so much for watching. And I hope that our fans have also gotten this information. They're saying that there's a charity donation event. It's going to take place at Grace Nanana, Kajiado County. And the aim of this event is to create more awareness on the effects of FGM.
Yeah. I think that's the poster that I was showing you.
Yeah. And they haven't mentioned the date. I don't know when this event is happening. 13th of March.
Yeah, 13th.
Okay. Caroline is saying patience is a virtue. Yes, it's a virtue. And that is what our artist has told us today. And also Ken has also said that is why a lot of businesses are also not seeing their 5th birthday. Patience, what wana patience. CJ, the coolest kid. Asama. I love your name, CJ, the coolest kid, 3560. Hey, sawa. Fire, fire, fire. Thank you so much. Thank you, all of you, each and every one of you who took your time to watch, to send your feedback, to send any questions you had. Thank you so much for keeping us company here on E Squared.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think this is where we want to wrap up this show.
That's how we do it, Josephine.
That's how we do it.
Not forgetting, but they're happy advance for International Women's Day that is happening
Thank you so
next
much.
week.
Yeah.
So happy International Women's Day, Josephine.
Gracias.
God bless you for being a good woman, also a good mother,
Yeah.
and also, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So usifanye nianze kublash hapa
I don't
live
want
on set. Yeah.
Ningesema hiyo ungelia. Yeah.
But guys, we have come to the end of today's show. Thank you so much. And until next Saturday, it's adios from me.
Same time, same place. This is how we do it. They call me the S to the I to the E, #1 MC. Mr. You better act like you know. And if you don't know, now you know. MC Wicked is my name. Pull up.